Hello, good afternoon. My name's Richard. This is over and over and over again. It's Matchday Live. It is Arsenal versus Brentford from the Emirates. Can Arsenal go top of the league this evening with a victory here? We're going to find out very, very shortly. So, Matchday Live, hope you are all doing well. Looking forward to the game today. It's a big game, isn't it? Well, they're all big games at the minute. We can't afford too many slip-ups, can we? Certainly not in our home games against teams that are in the bottom half of the table. So it's an important game today. Now, what is the team news? Shall we have a look in and see how we line up today? So this is it. Obviously, there are a couple of changes, enforced changes. So in goal is Aaron Ramsdale. Could be his last start, of course. David Raya is not allowed to play against his parent club. Arsenal back four unchanged. Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel, Jacob, Kiwior. The midfield unchanged as well. Declan Rice, Jorginho and Martin Odegaard. And the front three, there is one change again. It's enforced. Martinelli is ill apparently. So it's Bukayo Saka, Kai Havertz and Leandro Trossard comes in. So not a bad replacement, is he? The bench then for Arsenal, goalkeeper Karl Hein. We've got Cedric Suarez, Alexander Zinchenko's back on the bench, Thomas Partey, Fabio Vieira, Emil Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson, Gabriel Jesus and Eddie Nketiah. So that's the Arsenal lineup then for Brentford. This is how they line up. The goalkeeper is Mark Flecken. Looks like a back three. Matthias Jorgensen, Christopher Aya and Nathan Collins in midfield. Mads Roslev, Frank Onyeka, Christian Norgard, Vitali Janelt and Keane Lewis Potter. Although the two fullback wing-backs will probably drop in when we've got the ball. And then, of course, the two up front, Ivan Toney and Johan Wissa. So there your lineup. So what are we making of all of this then for Arsenal today? Do we think this is a lineup to win this game? Obviously, it should be, shouldn't it? Gunnar Dan says, and a draw tomorrow would be nice. Well, I don't care. Honestly, tomorrow is not important, is it? What's important is us winning this game today. Now, if we don't win this game, tomorrow's game's irrelevant, really, isn't it? What we've got to do is win our games, and then the rest of it takes care of itself. I won't even watch the game tomorrow. I'll find other things to do because it doesn't. There's nothing we can do about that, is there? We can't affect the game, and it's only going to frustrate us one way or the other. So let's not bother. Obviously, we'll see the result afterwards. Check what the result is, and that's it. Whatever it is, it is. That's nothing. We can't do anything about that, can we? Personally, I think it would be better if one of them loses. Personally, because I think that defeats can have a negative impact on the team going forward, and one of them losing might have a negative impact on them in the next few games. We don't know, do we? So I don't think a draw would necessarily be the best result for us in the long term because they both stay unbeaten. Gunnar Dan says 3-week break of Arsenal top. Yeah, no, but who cares? Who wants to be top in March? I don't. I want to be top in May. At the end of May, that's when I want to be top. It's irrelevant if we're top for the next 3 weeks because no one plays. That's just stupid, isn't it? Let's be top in May. I don't care. I don't care if we're top now. We were top this time last year, and where did it get us? So, do you know what I mean? We don't need to worry too much about that. We just need to win our game. That's all I want to do. I don't care what others do. If we win every game between now and the end of the season, it may not be enough for us to win the league because of the situation that we're in, but there's nothing more we can do. And we'd have to hold our hands up and say, we've done everything possible that we can do. That's what I want to see. We may have to rely on other teams dropping points as well. Yes, we're going to have to rely on Liverpool dropping points somewhere. Obviously, we play Man City, so we've got a chance to make up 3 points on them. But I'm not going to worry about what other teams do. I just want to see us win our games. And that's it. And if we do that, then happy days. There's no more we can do, even if we don't win the league. We've done no more than we could possibly have done. So, yeah, I don't care if we're top for the next 3 weeks. Not bothered. Don't interest me at all. What interests me is where we are in May. That's what matters. I want to be top then. I'd rather not be top now, actually. I mean, obviously, today I want to be top because we can go top by winning and we want to win the game. But I don't really want to be top now. I want to be top when it matters at the end of the season, not 3/4 of the way through. I say we learned that last year, didn't we? I was going to say this way down. Quite warm in here. So yeah, let's just win this game, and then what will be tomorrow. I don't really care. Terry says, "Good afternoon, Richard. Dan, all in the chat. Let's get them likes up for our number 29. As with better luck, Tony will be replacing him. Well, there's a possibility of that, I suppose. It's going to be interesting actually with Ivan Toney today, isn't it? Because he knows there's been talk. I mean, interest, I think, maybe a little bit strong. Has there really been interest from Arsenal and Ivan Toney? I don't believe there has been necessarily. I don't think he's an Arteta type of player personally, but he knows there's been talk about it, and he'll want to show why Arsenal should buy him. He's not really been shy in talking about Arsenal previously, has he? And saying he wants to join a big club and he's ready, all this kind of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how Ivan Toney does today. He's been scoring a few goals since he came back. He's a good player. I think he's a type of centre forward that would really, really benefit us. The way that we play, I think it'd be great to sign him actually, but I'm not sure if we will. But it's going to be interesting, isn't it, today, just to see how that kind of works out for him today. Because I say he's going to be really, really keen, isn't he, to impress. You know, if he wants to join a big club, he's got to play well in the big games against the big clubs. He's done so before, hasn't he? He scored in both games against Man City last season. He scored at the Emirates last season, of course, in that 1-1 draw, didn't he? So there's nothing to suggest he can't. He's not a big game player. I'm sure he is. So he's the one to watch for today. I do like to look at Johan Wissa as well. I think he's decent up front for them as well. He's got a lot of pace. He's a good player. We're going to have to watch. He looks like they're set out to play on a counter-attack, Brentford. No, I think they're going to pack the midfield. They're going to get everyone behind the ball when we're in possession, obviously, as you've got to do. And then they've got pace on the break, haven't they? So, and obviously with Aaron Ramsdale in goal, there's a likelihood that we may well, concede, because he doesn't instill calmness and confidence in the defence in front of him. I don't think he does. And that's one of the reasons why he's been replaced. And maybe not having David Raya available today could be crucial. It could well be crucial, but let's see what happens. I'm concerned. I'm worried about that situation today, because he's very, very inconsistent, Aaron Ramsdale, isn't he? No doubt he'll make one or two really good saves in this game, but it wouldn't surprise me if he also makes a horrendous error that gives them a goal. So that's what you get with him, isn't it? That's what we've had with him for the 2 or 3 years that he's been with us. So, but let's see what happens. Hopefully he'll play well. But that's my concern today. The rest of the team pretty much takes care of itself, doesn't it? We're lucky in the sense that Martinelli's injured. It's Trossard who comes in, and Trossard's a good player. Some maybe feel that Trossard could play ahead of Martinelli anyway. So it's not too bad. The injuries that we seem to have had, like Thomas Partey's been out most of the season, but we've had Declan Rice, so we've not missed him really, have we? So we've been lucky, haven't we? I think in a way with the injuries that we've had. Saka's not really been injured again. He's had another sort of clean season through, hasn't he? Obviously Declan hasn't been injured. The defence hasn't really been injured. The centre back, haven't really been injured. Ben White's not really been injured. So, we've kind of been lucky in that respect, haven't we? Let's hope the luck can continue in the injury side of things. We haven't had to make a lot of changes. I'd like to see a few more occasionally. Obviously, of course I would, because you've got to use your squad players. Because like today, we need to change the goalkeeper. Is he ready? Is he focused and like really on sharp for a Premier League game? We're going to find out, aren't we? Anyway, the teams are in the tunnel, just about to come out here at the Emirates Stadium. I've also been led out, of course, by Martin Ødegaard, and the Brentford captain is Christian Norgard. Of course, two Scandinavians leading the teams out today. The two goalkeepers there in a little embrace, goalkeepers union and all that kind of stuff. So there we go. Wayne says, I don't want Tony anywhere near the club. We need better than that. I'd honestly rather Havertz just stay there and get us another winger or forward player. I think Havertz is playing better, but Tony, I think it would be, in our style of play, he would be an ideal centre forward for us, I think. We've got Julian with us, says, I prefer Ramsdale to Raya all day long. Raya is too short and gets out of position. I mean, he's shorter, but he's more consistent and calm, isn't he? It's no surprise, is it, that Raya's going to be, he's in the lead for the Golden Gloves. We haven't conceded half as many goals this season as last season. Ramsdale makes mistakes. His concentration's poor. He can't, I don't know, he'll go from making a really good save to making a stupid error within 5 minutes in a game. He's not consistent in his performances, and that's why David Raya was brought in, and I think David Raya solves those problems, and he does. And yes, he's a little bit short. I haven't really seen him get chipped too many times, though. Brentford have got quite a funky away kit, by the way. It's sort of a multitude of colours. They've got sort of sky blue, greeny shorts, which are quite nice. But the kits, the tops are quite funky, aren't they? Their goalkeeper's in purple. Aaron Ramsdale's in sort of light green. Terry says, more important in the game today. How did you and Paula get on today? Any records? But well, I played football this morning. I didn't do a park run today. I had football, and Paula did her 25th park run, by the way, and she did very well. She did a decent time. So she's got her first milestone. I'm miles, but I've only done 11 or something like that. But I do play football still. So on a Saturday we lost as well. So I wish I'd maybe gone to park run now. Well, we obviously over the summer when there's no football, I'll be doing a lot more park runs. And when we go to Wolverhampton for that weekend for the women's final, we'd be doing a park run in Wolverhampton as well. So that'd be good, won't it? We'll see. Julia says Ray may not get chipped, but goals just out of his reach, and he flat. I think he's much better on crosses than Ramsdale. Actually, I do. I'm not saying he's the greatest goalkeeper in the world, and I don't think he is. I don't think either of our two goalkeepers are necessarily the real quality that you need to win the major trophies. I definitely think. Excuse me. I definitely think Raya is an upgrade in most aspects of goalkeeping than Ramsdale. So I've got no issues with that. I do think he's an upgrade, but is he good enough? Is he a good enough goalkeeper? I'm not sure yet. I'm not convinced that he is. It's he's better than what we had, I think. But yeah, maybe we still need better potentially. But we'll see. But no, I like Raya. I think he's doing well, isn't he? The defence, whether or not he's the best at crosses, whether or not he's I don't know, smaller, makes mistakes, but whatever you want to look at, his positioning is not great. We've looked more solid defensively with him in goal, and that's not just in the last few games. I mean, it's been all season really. Once he settled in, we've just looked a lot more calmer at the back, and I think that's great. So yeah, I'm happy with the decision. I mean, you know, people who watch the channel a lot will know I'm not Mikel Arteta's biggest fan, but he's got that decision right. He really has got that decision right. And some decisions, he's when he gets things right, I'll be first to say he's got it right. And that one for me, he has got right. And I think that's been proven this season. I'm not convinced Raya is the sort of goalkeeper that we need if we're going to be consistently winning trophies. I'm not sure if he's quite that level, but he's certainly better than Aaron Ramsdale. I think we'll see if Aaron Ramsdale does leave in the summer, he's not going to go to another top 6 team. Absolutely no chance. He won't. No, he's not good enough to get in the side of any top 6 team. So he'll be looking at playing for maybe someone like Brentford, for example, a club like that, Crystal Palace. That's the sort of level that Aaron Ramsdale is, which is fine. He's a decent enough goalkeeper. But if you want to win league titles, no. He cost us last year, and I'm not sure he wouldn't have cost us. Would we be in this position now if he'd been in goal? I'm not sure. But James, we were saying, dear my friend Terry says, congratulations, Paul. Indeed, yeah, no, she's. I'm so proud of it. It's ridiculous. Regenda says more likes, more goals. Absolutely. Regenda says we don't know if Ramsdale has improved. Doesn't matter because he's leaving anyway. He's missed a lot of games. Yeah, he has, but he's leaving anyway. So we're up and underway. It was Brentford kicking off. They are attacking the goal to our left, which is the North Bank at the Emirates. For those familiar with the stadium, and I say Arsenal in red and white, of course, and Brentford in this sort of funky blue contraption of a kit, which actually I wouldn't like Arsenal to have it, but I suppose it would grow on you, wouldn't it, if you had to see it all the time. Julia says, you must be right as Arteta thinks like you, but I would stick with Ramsdale. Our defence are better now too. Yeah, our defence is better, but I think having a goalkeeper you feel comfortable behind you, I think makes a difference. But we'll see. I mean, I still don't think either of them are good enough, personally. A bit like the striker situation. I don't think we have a striker that's good enough, but it's not at the moment. It's working as it is. So don't necessarily be rushed into changing things too quickly. I would be buying a striker in the summer, personally, because I don't think you can keep expecting us to produce the results we're producing without a centre forward long term. We get away with that at the moment because all the goals are being chipped in, but that won't continue throughout the season. We're not Man City. I know they've won the league without a recognised striker before, but I don't think we're not quite at that level to be able to do that, are we, consistently? Anyway, Brentford trying to play out from the back, of just giving the ball away, and now Bukayo Saka's in on his near side. Bukayo Saka inside the box, whips across in, goes away to the far post. Oh, the first touch there from Leandro Trossard just bounced away. It was a difficult ball to control. It was a difficult ball to control there. It was really fizzed in by Bukayo Saka. Brentford giving the ball away. And as soon as they do that, they're in trouble, aren't they? Saka it was, whips in that cross. And Trossard, if he could have kept that ball closer to his body with that first touch, he would have got a shot away. We have got a corner, though, inside the first 2 minutes of this game. Regeneron says, come on, you Gunners, indeed. Terry says, Ramsdale has let a lot less goals in this season, that's for sure. Well, yeah, a lot less than last season, yeah, because he's not played. Oh, dear. And we've got Footy Edit says, let's win this and prove people wrong. I don't know who we'd be proving wrong, really. Footy Edit says, we can win the title. Well, we can. I'm just not convinced we will. And I think that's the difference. We can win. Of course we can. We're up there. We're in there. Jacob Kyrgios just headed wide from that corner, by the way. Good movement from Arsenal. Our set pieces have been better generally recently, haven't they? And it was Kyrgios. Oh, actually, I don't think Kyrgios got a touch on it, did he? He went to get on the end of that corner. It was good movement in and out from Kyrgios. No, he didn't quite get a touch on it, did he? Ivan Toney was actually on the line. May well have headed that out had it gone on target, but it's gone wide. It's a goal kick, which Flecken is going to take for Brentford. And Ivan Toney's looking to bully Jacob Kyrgios over on that far side, Arsenal's left. And Kyrgios is settling well in that left-back position, isn't he? It wasn't a position that necessarily we thought he was going to be bought in for. But there he is, and he's done really well, hasn't he? He's much better defensively than Zinchenko. He's not maybe quite as good on the ball, no, but he's a left-back. Let him do his left-back duties, and he's done that really well, hasn't he? So credit to him, of course. Anyway, Arsenal trying to come forward. That's a poor ball from Ben White, cut out, and it's lofted forward, touched on there by Ivan Toney. Wissa, now have a little bit of space. He's going to try a shot from distance. He does. He didn't really get hold of it at all, and it was actually Kyrgios that got the block in, but that's the first real chance there for Brentford. A mistake from Arsenal, actually. Phil's in the chat here. He says, come on, Arsenal, indeed. Come on, Arsenal. We've not maybe started this game quite as fluently as we have in recent games, have we? And we've got Mark there. How are you doing? Good to see you. Hope you are well. And let's see if we can get the victory here. It was Trossard who was fouled there, looking to launch a counter-attack. And that's kind of it's a sensible foul, isn't it, from Frank Onyeka. It's a sort of foul that to stop a counter-attack. And he has got a yellow card for that, and rightly so, because that's a yellow card offence, isn't it? So Frank Onyeka is on a yellow card already after just 4 minutes. Trossard's okay. Back on his feet again. Mark says, it's been a while. It's been a while, mate. How are you? You okay, are you? Good to see you again anyway. Hope you're well. And it is a free kick to Arsenal. It's just inside Arsenal's half. In fact, it's almost on halfway over on that far side. So Gabriel is going to take it, the Brazilian defender. And Arsenal just, I don't know, we've been a little bit slow starting in this game, haven't we? It's not like some of the recent games where we've flown out of the blocks, haven't we? Right from the start, whereas today we've not really done that, have we? I mean, it is still very early in the game, of course, and it's not really got started yet, has it? Gabriel now, though, plays it in to Jorginho, and he just plays it back to Ramsdale on the edge of the penalty area. He goes long up that far side where there's nobody there, and it's going to run all the way through to the Brentford goalkeeper, Mark Flecken, all in purple for defending that goal where their fans are behind in that far corner at the Emirates. David Raya he's sitting on the bench. He's not on the bench as such. He's not allowed to be part of the matchday squad, is he? Because he's still on loan, although I think the permanent deal's basically done. It's still technically a loan, so he can't play. Anyway, the goalkeeper's given the ball straight away there to Jorginho. He tries to lost it forward towards Kai Havertz, but Brentford clear it away. Martin Odegaard does find Kai Havertz, and Brentford are defending in numbers, but they've made one or two mistakes already. Now Saka on this near side, that cross is deflected, and Brentford should be able to get this away. That was really strong play there by Ivan Toney, but Brentford lose the ball again. That's what I like about Tony's strength. He can hold the ball up, and that's what we do lack up there, don't we, in that centre-forward position. There with Ben White now on this near side for Arsenal, and then Jorginho plays it into Havertz, touches it off to Saka. This is better from Arsenal now. We're starting to find our rhythm. Declan Rice finds Trossard over on that far side, gives it back to Declan Rice, and back to Trossard again. Plays it into Bukayo Saka over on that far side, pulls it back. Well defended at the near post there by Nathan Collins, but it's a throw to Arsenal. This is much better from Arsenal now. We've finally started to find that rhythm that it looked as though we were lacking a little bit, wasn't we, in those first 4 or 5 minutes? But we're finding it now, and we're pinning Brentford in to their own, well, on the edge of their own penalty area. That's where they've been for the last few minutes here. And Arsenal in possession again. Declan Rice, plays up this near side to Ben White. A little bit of space, plays it to Bukayo Saka, cuts in from this near touchline and plays it back to William Saliba, does well. Gives it back to Saka again. And Arsenal just starting to get our authority on this game. And a win, as we said, would take us to the top of the table before the big clash between Liverpool and Man City tomorrow. But we want to be top in May, not in March. It's nice to be top. It's nice to be top anytime, but it doesn't mean anything until May. But let's just win this game. That's all we need to do. Ben White now on his near side plays it in towards the edge of the penalty area. And Kai Havertz played it back to Jorginho, but it's passed through looking for Saka's cleared away. There's no Brentford player anywhere near the Arsenal half. So Aaron Ramsdale's inside the centre circle. Kicks it long up the near side, but there's no Arsenal player there. And it's gone behind for a goal kick to Brentford. And yeah, Arsenal just started to settle now in this game. And yeah, you can see the pattern of this game is going to be very familiar, isn't it? It's going to be a lot of Arsenal possession, probably in front of that Brentford mass defence, and then Brentford are going to try and use the pace on the counter attack to try and be dangerous and cause a few problems. And that's probably going to be the pattern of the game. So we're probably going to have a majority of the possession. Of course, you would expect us to. We normally do. And then, yeah, it's just going to be a matter of, can we find the breakthrough? And you do feel the first goal in games like this are so important, aren't they? And Bukayo Saka now looking to try to create something on his near side. Bukayo Saka keeps going. He's inside the penalty area. Try to just thread it inside to Kai Havertz. It was cut out. And now Christian Norgard has just been fouled by Saka. It's going to be a free kick to Brentford. And so far, Brentford have done a pretty good job after 8.5 minutes of disrupting our rhythm a little bit. They're not really allowing us to really get into our stride yet. And that's what you've got to do, isn't it? If you're an opposing manager and you're playing against Arsenal, that's the one thing that you've got to make sure that you do. You've got to stop that Arsenal getting into the rhythm, because once we're in full flow, as we've seen in recent games, it's difficult to stop us, isn't it? So yeah, this is important, isn't it, for any team, especially when you come into the Emirates. You can't, oh, that's lovely play there by Trossard over on that far side, but Brentford do manage to get the ball away. Or a mistake at the back, almost a mistake at the back there by Gabriel. In fact, he's given away a free kick. It was Wissa there. Gabriel misjudged the bounce of the ball, and then it was a little bit too aggressive there, trying to win it back. And the referee's given a free kick, and it's a yellow card to Gabriel. I think that's more for his reaction rather than the actual foul itself. He misjudged the ball at first. Yeah, he pulled him back. He pulled his shirt back. So maybe that's what the yellow card is for, actually, because again, that's quite cynical, isn't it? Because he's got away from him now and he's pulled him back because he made the mistake. So that is probably a fair yellow card, actually, I would say, for Gabriel. It's only his third of the season, actually, which is quite low, isn't it, for a centre back? They usually get a lot more than that, don't they? Terry says, hope that was a shot by Ramsdale, not a pass. Well, I think it was a pass, meant to be. Anyway, this is a dangerous moment for Arsenal, because Brentford are going to cause us problems from set pieces, aren't they? And they've got a free kick just outside the penalty area on that far side. It's about, 4 or 5 yards outside the penalty area. They've got an opportunity to get the ball into the box and try to cause us a few problems. Ivan Toney's standing on the edge of the 6-yard box, miles offside at the moment, but no doubt he's going to move back in as he does. And Arsenal got a line of defenders just along the penalty spot, along that kind of distance out. And Brentford have got 3 or 4 players in there as well. Tony and Kai Havertz has been spoken to by the referee, who's Rob Jones, by the way. So let's see how that goes. Anyway, Tony is being very aggressive, as you would expect him to be. That's what I like about him. We're not going to complain about Ivan Toney being aggressive, are we? That's one reason why we want to sign him, for that reason. Anyway, this free kick comes in, and it's not a very good free kick. It's gone straight behind for a goal kick. Poor delivery that was there. And that was a bit of a waste, wasn't it? They're not going to get like a bundle of opportunities, are they, in this game, Brentford, from set pieces? So they need to make more of them if they're going to get anything. And that was really, really poor from them there. Anyway, Arsenal now coming forward again, the ball over on that far side. Leandro Trossard, nice take on his chest. Just lets it bounce and then tries to chip it forward towards the run of Kai Havertz, but it's headed away by the Brentford defence. And now it's another free kick. Brentford have won themselves quite a few free kicks, haven't they, in these first 11.5 minutes here, which is disrupting the flow. I say that's what they needed to do. The referee there looking as though he's saying, well, come on, what do you expect me to do? Anyway, it looks like the goalkeeper is going to be taking this. Free kick. It's what about? Well, I suppose it's midway inside the Brentford half, isn't it? Just over on that far side, and it's going to be Mark Flecken with this set piece. Plays a long ball towards the Arsenal penalty. Ivan Toney's underneath it, but William Saliba wins the header. Brentford win the second ball, and they've picked up the ball again. Arsenal didn't really want to. Sure about the defending there. Now suddenly Tony's inside the box. Ivan Toney inside the box. He maybe took an extra touch. Ball played across to the far post, headed out by Jacob Kiwior. Arsenal was in a bit of a mess there, but it isn't offside now. It will be a free kick to Arsenal, and that wasn't actually great defending, was it? I don't quite know what we were trying to do there. The ball played over the top. It was missed completely by William Saliba. Ivan Toney. William Saliba did win it back, and then the cross came in there, and there was a couple of players offside. The cross was from Vitari Janelt, and there was an offside in the middle. And Arsenal got away with that there because that wasn't convincing defending at all, was it? In fact, it was quite sloppy Arsenal defending, if we're totally honest. But we got away with it. And it's been a very scrappy game, hasn't it, so far? Really scrappy. And we're just waiting for some sort of ignition to spark. And maybe this will be it now. Martin Odegaard, was he fouled? Arsenal keep possession, so the referee allows the game to go on. It was Wissa who committed that foul there for Brentford. And that's with Declan Rice, plays it back to William Saliba. Touches it forward to Jorginho. Now he finds Ben White, and now Saka on this near side. Familiar patterns from Arsenal. Ben White again plays it into Martin Odegaard. Now Bukayo Saka on this near side. Got a little bit of space. Closed down though quickly in the end by Nathan Collins. Now the cross comes in from Martin Odegaard towards the far post, and Trossard couldn't control that. It's gone behind for a goal kick. It was Martin Odegaard's cross from this near side. 13.5 minutes played. Arsenal 0, Brentford 0. Mark, so he says this ref is pissing me off. Well, I mean, he's getting involved in things, isn't he? He's not allowing the game to flow, and it's playing into Brentford's hands, isn't it? Because that's what they want. And so far, that they kind of, it's going the way that they would have wanted this game to have gone so far. And Arsenal, yeah, a little bit flat. We are a little bit flat. There's no question about that. It's not been the most fluent start to the game, and I think Brentford have kind of made it like that, haven't they? And the referee, I say, isn't really helping, is he? But anyway, we need to rise above all of this and impose ourselves on the games like this. Anyway, Brentford coming forward again over on that far side. Ivan Toney, he's won a corner for Brentford, actually. Although he slipped over, he did manage to try to turn inside, and it's come off William Saliba. And it is going to be a corner to Brentford in front of the North Bank. And Ivan Toney already showing in this game what he brings to the side. A physical presence. He can hold the ball. He's a target in there. And he does score goals, there's no doubt. He's got a lot of goals for Brentford in the Premier League, hasn't he? And he has scored in some big games. I think he's a player we need personally, but he's not an Arteta type of player, is he? Anyway, it's a corner to Brentford over on that far side. There's a lot of movement inside the 6-yard box. The corner's an in-swinger to the edge of the 6-yard box. Header comes in, it's straight at Aaron Ramsdale, and that's the first effort on target. That was Ivan Toney winning that header there. And then there's a quick breakaway here for Arsenal. It's Trossard over on that far side, but he couldn't beat the Brentford defender. But the loose ball comes in, and again, Brentford are working so hard to get back there. It was a counter-attack from the Brentford corner, and it was quick distribution from Aaron Ramsdale. But Brentford defensively there did really, really well. That was great defending. Trossard maybe didn't make as much of that as he could have done, actually, you have to say. It was Ivan Toney's header that came in just before that, and it was a comfortable save from Aaron Ramsdale, and then he threw it out to Trossard, who maybe should have done better there. His first touch, second touch there, and the third touch wasn't great, was it? And in the end, he was tackled there by Roosevelt, and that was good defending, actually. It was Jorgensen that with a follow-up tackle as well. And it's a throw to Brentford over on that far side. 16 minutes played. It is Arsenal 0, Brentford 0. And I say not the most convincing start to this game from Arsenal, you have to say. Certainly not in terms of recent performances at all, is it? But anyway, it's where you finish in the game that matters, not how you start. That's what I always say. And we are the better team, obviously. Mark C says a good throw out by Ram, but that was a good throw out, yeah. And I don't think Trossard really made the most of that, did he? Well, he didn't make the most of it at all, did he? It was a good opportunity, really. And he's not. I don't think he's had the greatest start to the game. Leandro Trossard, actually, a couple of his first touches have let him down a little bit. Anyway, Saka now on this near side gets the ball to Ben White, and Arsenal trying to find a way through. Saka plays it back to Ødegaard. Now it's with Kai Havertz. Shot was blocked on the edge of the box. And Mark C says, too many players slipping over. Have we overwatered the pitch? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just been raining. I don't know. Anyway, Declan Rice over on that far side. Oh, they've got the wrong boots on, maybe. That could be what it is, perhaps. Anyway, Declan Rice again over on that far side. Plays the ball back to Trossard. I guess he's stuck under his feet a little bit. I say he's not quite been at his sharpest today, is he? Leandro Trossard. Anyway, he's going on a little run now. He did score in this game last season, didn't he? This fixture, a 1-1 draw. That was his first goal for Arsenal as well, wasn't it? When we drew 1-0 with him last year. He gave us the lead. Looked as though it was going to be enough to win us the game, but it was Ivan Toney's late goal. And now Arsenal coming forward. Martin Ødegaard trying to get inside the box there. Again, it's strong defending by Brentford. Martin Ødegaard went over, claiming a penalty. It wasn't a penalty. It was just strong defending, really strong defending that was there from Brentford. And it remains 0-0, and Arsenal yet to have an effort at goal, actually, in this game. And we've played nearly 20 minutes, so we're nearly halfway through this first half. We haven't had a shot. Mark C says that was a shove in the back of Ødegaard. See, I don't think it was. I think it was a strong defending. He's got his body across, and that's what you've got to do as a defender, haven't you? Anyway, Ben White now chips across in. The header comes in, and it's a goal. We have scored. It's Declan Rice with the header. A very, very simple goal, actually. Didn't look like there was a lot of danger there when the cross came in, but Declan Rice is there. He's headed it in to the corner, and Arsenal have the. And of course, that can only mean one thing. 1-0 to the Arsenal. It was Saka's on this near side. It was. And he played the ball back to Ben White. And when the cross came in, it just looked like a floated cross. And Declan's just got ahead of the defender there and just guided it into the bottom corner. That's a lovely little header, actually, because there wasn't a lot of power on the cross. He had to just guide it and direct it into that bottom corner with his header there. Got in front of the defender. That's a really good header. The goalkeeper couldn't get anywhere near it. And a simple goal, but a good goal. And the goalkeeper there was just out of his reach. Perfect header that was, wasn't it? Mark C says, bingo. Kloppo says they're deluded. Goober, I don't quite know what you mean by that. You want to learn how to speak English, mate? It might be useful, mightn't it? Anyway, it's 1-0 to the Arsenal. And we are currently, as things stand, top of the league, which is nice, isn't it? Even though it doesn't mean much in March. But not been a great start to the game for Arsenal, actually. But we've got ourselves a goal. 18.5 minutes was the time of the goal. And it is Declan Rice again. Got a goal at Sheffield, didn't he, on Monday night? And he's got another one today. What's that, 4th of the season now, is it? He's wasn't really brought in for his goal scoring, was he, Declan Rice? He was brought in for his other attributes, but he's added goals as well to his game this season. I mean, he scored a few for West Ham last season as well, didn't he? But it's never been a goal scorer. There's another foul there by Brentford. It's going to be a yellow card. Another yellow card. That's 2 yellow cards for Brentford and 1 for Arsenal already in the first 21 minutes. Going to be a busy day for the referee, isn't it? I mean, he did win the ball. He did win the ball there, Jorgensen. It was a very strong tackle, a strong challenge, but yeah, obviously it's a foul and a yellow card. You can't really go around tackling like that anymore. It's not the 1970s anymore. So yes, no real surprise he got a yellow card for that, even though he did probably win the ball first. But yeah, you can't go around flying into challenges like that, can you? And they're just showing that other incident there when Trossard flicks it on. No, that's not a foul, is it? It's just a coming together of the 2 players. I don't think that's a penalty. Good header by Trossard, actually. And then Martin Ødegaard was always sort of off balance a little bit, and then he just got nudged, didn't he? But Daniel says, we have found our striker, Declan. Well, everyone thinks Kai Havertz is a striker. He's not. You know, Declan Rice isn't a striker, is he? They're midfield players. But they're scoring goals, so we don't really mind too much. We certainly haven't found our striker. But there you go. Terry says, I thought that was hard. That yellow card, yeah, you can see why it was given. You can't really go in that aggressively to a tackle, even though he did win the ball. Yeah, I don't think you can be that aggressive anymore and get away with it. So I'm not surprised it was a yellow card. But it's an old school tackle that would have been fine a few years ago, wouldn't it? But just not anymore. Anyway, it's a goal kick to Brentford, which Mark Flecken takes. There's a load of space here on this near side, actually. I don't quite know where the Arsenal defence has gone. And it's a ball over the top. Oh, and that's going to be the danger. Looking for Johan Wissa, looking to get in behind between Ben White and William Saliba. There was a gap there, and it was not a bad ball. It just overhit slightly, and it ran through to Aaron Ramsdale. But that's going to be why Brentford are going to pose a threat, isn't it? With that type of ball, you do feel that that's going to be what they're going to look to try and do. Get Wissa and Tony in behind our defence. Because if they do that, they're going to have a chance, aren't they? They are going to have a chance. But you do feel as though now, with Arsenal having scored reasonably early in this game, 18 minutes is quite early, isn't it? That we should go on from this point and go on and win the game. But who knows? It's a long way to go. And I say we were 1-0 up against Brentford last season in this fixture and didn't win, do we? But each game, each season is different, isn't it? So we can't really compare last season at all. And we are obviously playing a lot better currently than we did last year. There's no doubt about that, is there? We look a better team. I'm still a little bit concerned about the squad depth. Yes, today we've got Thomas Partey's on the bench. Obviously, Gabriel Jesus is on the bench, but that's only really two players that you can look at and think, yeah, okay, that they can come on and maybe do something. You know, Zinchenko, as long as he's not playing left back, probably can as well. So other than that, I still think we're lacking the depth that is needed, you know, between now and the end of the season. You know, the Champions League as well, which we've got on Tuesday, of course. I don't know. I just feel as though we may be lacking in that squad depth. Anyway, Saka now on his near side. We're looking to put this game to bed. Martin Odegaard, nice turn. Can he get a shot away? No, he can't. Can Kai Havertz get a shot away? Yes, he can. But it's straight at the goalkeeper, Flecken. And that was a chance there for 2-0. And Arsenal there not maybe making the most of that. It's a lovely turn from Martin Odegaard just before. Couldn't quite get his shot away, could he? And then Havertz managed to make space for it, but he couldn't find the corner and it went straight to the goalkeeper. But Arsenal now looking a little bit more relaxed since we took the lead. We were looking maybe a little bit tense, wasn't we, in the early part of this game? And, you know, we've settled a lot now. And obviously the goal has helped, hasn't it? And what a simple goal, really. You know, not an Arsenal type goal, that was it? A cross into the box and a header. Not a way we generally score a lot of our goals, is it? So it was refreshing to see and a little bit of a surprise, actually. It's just guided into the bottom corner. Good header. Anyway, Ben White now, it's his cross, of course, that created that goal. Was it like a lofted cross, wasn't it? There was no real pace on it. It was just lofted towards that far post, and Declan just got in front of the defender, rose left and headed it, or directed it, just guided it really, didn't he, into that bottom corner. A really good header. And Arsenal have got the lead, which is going to help, isn't it, in a game like this, when a team's come with everybody behind the ball, as everyone does to the Emirates. So, yeah. Saka now on his near side. Arsenal looking in control, but it is very early still in this game. 25 minutes played, and Arsenal leading 1-0. Familiar scoreline, of course, over the years, the most famous Arsenal scoreline from 20 years ago, when it was really born, that chant, wasn't it? In the Cup Winners' Cup campaign of '94. Now Arsenal coming forward again. Bukayo Saka on this near side plays the ball back. Oh, I think it meant for Ben White, but Odegaard picks it up. Now it's with Ben White. It's Ben White's cross for that first goal. Martin Odegaard threads it through, looking for Saka. Can Saka chip across in? He does towards the far post. There's no Arsenal player there. And Roselev heads it behind for a corner. Mark C says Odegaard smack it earlier. One touch too many. It was a little bit, yeah. It's almost like Martin Odegaard wants the perfect goal, doesn't he? He doesn't want to just get the ball and hit it. He wants to create a slightly better angle. And sometimes you don't always get a chance to do it, do you? And he certainly didn't then, did he? And it was blocked. So it's a corner to Arsenal now. Over on that far side, Arsenal looking to get the second goal, which would, you feel, surely seal the deal, wouldn't it? A second goal. You can't see Brentford really coming back from 2 goals down. It's important that they try and keep themselves in the game. Corner comes in towards the end of 6-yard box. Header from Gabriel, but he can't keep it down. He got there. He's had a few goals, hasn't he, from set pieces this season. And he is the top scoring defender in the Premier League since he joined Arsenal in 2020. No other defender scored more goals than him. And you can see why he gets a few there. He got up well, just couldn't quite keep the header down, could he? But he's always a threatening nose at positions. But that's going to be another goal kick. We've played 27 minutes at the Emirates here today. It is Arsenal 1, Brentford 0. And Arsenal looking to go, as we said, to the top of the Premier League table tonight. At least until tomorrow, depending on the result, of course, at Anfield between Liverpool and Man City. But we need to do our job. That's all we can focus on in our job is winning this game and winning as many of the others as we can, hopefully all of them. Won't be an easy task, will it? But it may be what we need to do. It may be what we have to do. If we're going to win the league, we're going to probably have to win, if not all the games, and certainly the vast majority of them, if we're going to have any chance. And it's, when we've already had to win 7 in a row to be third, it just goes to show what a tough ask it is. Nathan says, hi Rich, hope you're well. I'm good, my friend, hope you're well as well. Good to see you. Hope you are doing okay. Also coming forward now, again over on that far side. Leandro Trossard cuts infield. The runner ahead of him there plays it back instead to Declan Rice. That's a good ball to Martin Odegaard just inside the penalty area on this near side. Twisting and turning, plays it back into Ben White, and Arsenal just a little bit too intricate with a pass in there. Martin Odegaard's just conceded a free kick. And he'd probably be lucky not to get a yellow card, actually, because that stops the counter-attack. They took the free kick quickly, looking for the pace of Wissa. Quickly put Gabriel under pressure. And Wissa's done well. He's won the ball over on that far side. It was a convincing defending by here we are. And a cross came in looking for Ivan Toney. It was just slightly behind at the Brentford striker. And that is the threat that they pose, Brentford. They've not attacked very often, but when they do, you have to say they've looked pretty dangerous, haven't they? And a better ball in there from Wissa could have caused us problems because Ivan Toney was in that penalty area where he can be a real threat. Anyway, Martin Odegaard now in possession for Arsenal, finds Bukayo Saka, who's got Ben White outside him, finds Ben White, tries to stand another cross up, but that was a low one, and Brentford can deal with that and play it up this near side. Good defending from William Saliba there, strong on Ivan Toney, who didn't like that challenge, but he can't really moan, can he, when he gets stuck in himself, doesn't he? Anyway, Ben White again on this near side, plays it back to Martin Odegaard. He's going to try a shot from distance. Well, he does, but it's straight at the goalkeeper again, and not what was required there. Maybe a little ball played through might have been a better bet. Instead, he tried a shot from quite a long way out. Anyway, there's a Brentford player down injured at the minute. He's going to require some treatment. I think it is Norgard, the captain. There looks like a back injury there. But it is Declan Rice's goal that has given Arsenal an important lead here. And as things stand, we are top of the Premier League, although, of course, we have played a game more. Dale, boy, Gunner TV, what's doing? Dale, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. And Martin is saying good evening to Dale. That's a good cross, and that's a good header. It's just perfectly placed, isn't it? If it hadn't quite been that far in a corner, the goalie saves it, and it was such a good header. And it's not something we've seen too much of from Declan, is it? He's a big lad. He should be in there, shouldn't he? Getting a few more headed goals, and he got one there, and it was a really good one as well. And Arsenal lead, and Norgard is just getting back to his feet again for Brentford, and all the Arsenal players have gone over to this near side touchline, to get a drinks break, but technically they're just going to get some tactical instructions because obviously having 5-6 days to prepare for a game isn't quite long enough. Lucky Bill, what's doing? Hey guys, yep, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. And it's been it's been a good start from Arsenal in terms of the result on the pitch. We're winning 1-0, but it hasn't been the most fluid performance. Let's be totally honest. And maybe we're comparing it against the what's gone on in recent weeks, and maybe that's a bit unfair because you can't play like that every week. And I said this, was it the other night when I said that, where it's all very well, isn't it? Playing the great free-flowing football, winning games comfortably. That's great when they happen. But there's a lot of games in a season where you've got to dig in and find a way to win when things maybe don't go your way. And this could be an example of that today, isn't it? Because we've not played that well, but we have got ourselves in front. And if we win this game without playing well, then that's a good sign, isn't it? Because last season, we didn't do that enough, did we? Last season, we had to play well to win. Whereas this season, maybe earlier in the season, we sort of doing that, but not maybe as much as we needed to. So yeah, I don't know. he went out there, surely fouled Gabriel. Of course he has. He looked as though he was complaining about it there, but it was a clear foul, wasn't it? It's going to be a free kick, which Ben White's going to take. No, he's not. He's going to leave it actually to William Saliba. In fact, they're going to leave it to Aaron Ramsdale to take. So yeah, it's all about being able to find a way to win when everything maybe doesn't go your way, when your football isn't necessarily working, and you have to dig in. Man City have done it so many times over the last few years, haven't they? Liverpool have done it. And that's what we haven't managed to do enough of. And now for the rest of the season, we're going to have to, because we're not going to be able to play that free-flowing, goal-scoring football in every game. You're just not going to. The pressure's on the end of the season. Teams have got a lot more to fight for, and it's just going to be tough, isn't it? Anyway, Saka now on his near side, looking to help us get this second goal. Plays it back to Ben White. Another chip cross. He likes them chip crosses, doesn't he, Ben White? But that one didn't beat the first man. And Nathan says they're a sign of a good team being able to win without playing. Well, exactly, yeah. Of course it is, yeah. Exactly, a sign of a good team. That's what all good teams do, don't they? And that's successful teams have to, because you over a 38-game season, there's going to be at least 10, 15 games where you don't play. You're not at your best. Maybe more than that for most teams. And they're the games that you've got to dig it out. Anyway, Havertz now plays it across the 6-yard box. He could have gone for goal. A lovely dink pass, actually, from Jorginho. And that's with Ben White on this near side. And it's gone off Ivan Toney for a throw to Arsenal. Martin Odegaard takes it quickly, finds Kai Havertz. He could have maybe shot them, but instead he tried to do the difficult thing. And Odegaard did well, pulled the ball back. Saka was there, but it was Jorgensen came across there to clear that away. And it is going to be a throw to Arsenal on this near side. But that was a lovely ball from Jorginho. Dinked over top. So he could have hit that goal then. Instead, he tried to play it across the 6-yard. But I mean, it was a good ball across, actually. But it was cleared away by Brentford, whereas maybe he could have hit that, couldn't he, on the volley? It would have been a spectacular goal. A bit Van Basten-esque it would have been, wouldn't it, if he'd scored from there, because it was a difficult thing. Anyway, Norgard's having to go off for Brentford. He'd never quite managed to recover from that injury that he picked up a few moments ago. And he is going off, the Brentford captain, and it is going to be Matthias Jensen, a very similar type of player, another Dane coming on. He's not going to make a lot of difference to Brentford, is it, in terms of the way they've set up? He's a similar player, isn't he? But obviously, Norgard's a big Mr. Captain, and every team wants their captain to be playing, don't they? Anyway, Ben White's going to take this throw on the near side, throws into the penalty. It's flicked on by Kai Havertz. Again, there's no Arsenal player reading it, and that's where we need a centre forward who's going to get on the end of those things, read them crosses, and try and get on the end of it. And he wasn't able to do that. No one was there for Arsenal. And the ball is now back in Arsenal's possession with Trossard inside the centre circle. Touches it off to William Saliba. Now it's with Jorginho. Another dink ball over the top. Kai Havertz. Oh, that's a lovely first touch. This will be a lovely goal. Oh, he's missed. Oh, that would have been beautiful, actually. It was a lovely first touch as well. You know, it was a decent ball again from Jorginho. Dinked over the top. I think he would have been onside. Yes, he would have been onside. Lovely dink ball. Look at that first touch. The first touch is brilliant. And the second touch, he tried to chip it, dink it over the keeper, but he's put it wide. Everything else about that was brilliant. It just, the finish was lacking. And that was a shame, actually, because that would have been a fantastic goal, wouldn't it? In fact, it's been given as offside, actually. Wow, he got away with it there, because I don't think he was offside. I think if he'd scored, it would have counted. Terry says, oh dear. Well, he was offside anyway, but I thought it was a lovely first touch. Mark says, at this stage, I'll take any win. Don't care if it's 1-0 or 3-0, 3 points. Exactly, yeah. I say this all the time. I'm not bothered about, yes, it's nice to win 4, 5, 6-0, isn't it? We've enjoyed the last few games. But any win will do. 3 points is what matters. Goal difference, you know, could be important as well. But you can't worry about goal difference, can you? You've just got to get your 3 points. And whether or not it's a 1-0, and you're scraping it, or, you know, if it's a 4 or 5-0, you still get the 3 points. Makes no difference, does it? You know, the way we beat Sheffield United the other night, the way you know, if we win this game 1-0, it doesn't matter, does it? It's still the 3 points that we need. So I'm not overly bothered. It's more about there's a few kids having some fighting in the street anyway. Nathan says that I've heard people say I don't need an out-and-out striker. I do not think you can rely on 5 or 6 players being in scoring form. So, no, I mean, I said that earlier on. I don't know if you was in with us earlier on in the show. I kind of said that, you know, you can't. Yes, you know, Saka's always going to score goals. We know he will. You know, Odegaard always pops up with 10 a season, I suppose, if he's fit. Trossard will get a few. Martinelli gets a few. Jesus is going to get a few if he's fit. But yeah, you're right. You can't rely on all those players continuing to score. I think you do need, even if it's just as a second option, something a bit different. Anyway, Declan Rice now is on the charge. It's a lovely ball to Saka on this near side. Saka inside the penalty area, goes around the outside. It's a shot. Oh, just over the bar. He took the shot early, actually. I don't know if it actually was meant to have been a cross, but anyway, he was stretching a little bit. But it was a good effort just over the bar. Great play from Declan Rice in the build-up to that. And Saka there lifted it. Oh, I don't know if that was meant to be a cross. Anyway, it's gone over the crossbar. And we are 7 minutes away from half time. And Arsenal are looking in control just about. No, but I agree, Nathan. I think you do need a striker. Even if it's just an option from the bench, because there are moments in the season, there are games where all of your sort of midfield players that usually score just don't score, and you need a goal. And Brentford now coming forward. Wissa played up this near, so it wasn't a great ball. And the cross is deflected. Now Ramsdale comes and collects it. And again, he tries that long throw, but that one's too long. He got a bit excited because he did a good one before. Rajendra says, good to have a striker who's injured. Yeah, but the striker you're referring to doesn't score enough goals, does he? Let's be honest. Even when he's fit, he doesn't score enough goals, Jesus. Rajendra says 5 scorers, not all 5 will be injured. No, they won't all be injured, but they won't all be scoring goals, will they? There's going to be games in a season and where your 5 players who generally the goals are shared around don't score. And where does the goal come from then? And that's when you need your striker on the bench to come on and maybe get a goal, or maybe start some games with a striker. Anyway, Brentford trying to come forward. They've actually caused us 1 or 2 little nervy moments, haven't they? They've not had too many attacks, but when they have, they've actually looked quite dangerous, Brentford, I think. They're finding a few little spaces, aren't they? They've not made much of it yet. They've had that one effort early on in the game. That was it, really. But they certainly caused us a few little issues, aren't they? They're coming forward again, and that's a cross. And Ramsdale's got that, not under really any pressure there. Ivan Toney couldn't get near enough to cause any anxiety on that particular occasion. And in the last 5 minutes of the first half, it is Arsenal 1, Brentford 0. And we've had to work for this, haven't we? Ivan Toney's got a tattoo on his neck. It says 11:15. Does anyone know what the significance of that is? There'll be a reason for it, obviously. It looks like the time, 11:15, but I'm sure it's not just that, is it? Unless that's a particularly important time for him, I don't know. Or is that how many bets he placed last season? Anyway, Declan Rice steaming forward. Declan Rice is going all the way, as he know he's not, because he was running into a little bit of trouble there. Nathan says, I'm not sure Jesus has the patience to stay in the 6-yard box. No, he doesn't. But he's a typical Brazilian, isn't he? Brazilian players traditionally, and I know maybe it's changed a little bit more in recent years, but Brazilian players traditionally didn't really have positions as such, did they? They've never stuck to positions. They just play football. They just get the ball and want to play football. And I think that's Jesus's thing, isn't it? He just wants to get the ball and play football. He doesn't really care if he's in the box or not. That's what he wants to do. But yeah, I think sometimes you need your centre forward to be there in that 6-yard box. Well, that's a long range effort there from Trossard from 25 yards. We said we don't shoot enough. He's the one player, we've said this before, that will shoot from distance. He did there. He wasn't a bad effort. I mean, he got a fair bit of power behind it, but you're not really going to beat a Premier League goalkeeper from that sort of range very often. It was a fairly comfortable save from Flecken, who is, of course, David Raya's replacement in goal for Brentford this season. There's a ball over the top looking again for the run of Wissa in behind. He's very pacey, Wissa, isn't he? He's definitely keeping our defence on our toes. But so far, Brentford haven't really caused too many actual efforts at goal, have they? Ramsdale's had a reasonably comfortable first half, hasn't he, so far? But Brentford have got a thrown over on that far side. What's that? Havertz chance, a big one. Actually, it wasn't, was it? Because he was offside, I just remembered. It looked like it might have been a big chance thinking back on it, but actually he was offside, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. Although maybe VAR might have overruled it and given it, perhaps, but I don't know. Anyway, I was coming forward again now, looking for that second goal. If we can get it before half time, it will certainly ease the pressure, won't it? That you're always going to get in the second half of a game when you're only 1-0 up. When you have to win, it's that extra pressure, isn't it? That we're going to start seeing now, aren't we? We're getting into the second half of March. This is when the pressure really ramps up. And this is when every single game is important, isn't it? And you can't afford any slip-ups. And this is when it's not quite as easy to play your football and all that kind of stuff. It's not as easy, is it? And Arsenal, though, coming forward, played it out well from the back, actually. Gabriel bringing it forward. There's the ball through to Trossard. Can he keep it in? He dinks across, and he does. Over Saka's head, and Kai Havertz with a volley. He was facing the wrong way. He tried to hook it back over his head. Difficult skill to pull off that, wasn't it? And the cross from Trossard was actually pretty good. Saka couldn't get there, and it was hooked over there by Kai Havertz. But good run there from Gabriel, wasn't it? Striding. Looked like a midfield player from it there, didn't he? Another Brazilian maybe not wanting to play in a position, just moving forward. And he did well there. He said he's unbeaten in his 5 previous appearances against Brentford. Of course, they've only beaten us once, haven't they, since they returned to the Premier League, and that was the opening day of the 2021-2022 season. That game where we was bullied out of it, wasn't we? Away at Brentford, we really struggled on that particular night, didn't we? Anyway, the ball's bobbling around in midfield. Brentford have picked it up now. And it has been quite scrappy this first half at times, hasn't it? Which I say suited Brentford a bit more, but they're going to have to maybe change their approach a little bit as the longer the game goes on if they're still losing, because they need points as well. They're not totally clear of the relegation zone yet, are they, Brentford? Which I find quite surprising, because I think they're a good team who generally play good football. And I suppose not having Ivan Toney for half a season probably not your main goal scorer. Anyway, Arsenal now, Trossard are going to try a shot again. No, find Saka. There's Ben White on the overlap on this near side. Saka goes back instead to Martin Ødegaard. Dinks across towards where there's only really Trossard in the box. And it's headed away fairly comfortably. And Brentford do clear their lines. Mark C says Rambo has collected the crosses well and looked to spring us on the counter attack. Well, no, he's done all right, Rambo. Yeah, I mean, he's not been put under a lot of pressure in terms of having to save shots. But yeah, what he's done well. Absolutely. I don't think it's anything that any goalkeeper wouldn't be able to do. But yeah, he's done all right. Yeah, cross comes in. That's a poor cross that from Trossard over on that far side. In fact, it was Declan Rice. Sorry, it was in Trossard's position over on that far side. I thought it was Trossard, but it wasn't. Terry says 11:59 with the phrase "even the longest days will eventually come to an end." I know what I mean. That's quite philosophical, isn't it, for Ivan Toney? I thought it was the time of the next race he was betting on, the 11:59 at Haydock Park or whatever it was. Anyway, that's pretty philosophical, isn't it? Actually, you have to say, but it's true as well, isn't it? Although all the days are the same length of time, aren't they? Really, I suppose. Apart from with that one when you put the clocks back, because you get an extra hour, don't you? So that's actually all days are 24 hours, but that one's 25. I suppose the other way around is 23 hours, isn't it? But all days are the same length, aren't they? Some of them just feel longer, don't they? But anyway, there's going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half. And it's been quite a long first half for Brentford, you feel, because they've not had too much of the ball. But they've got themselves a free kick. It's Wissa who's gone down. He's a bit of a live wire, isn't he? Johan Wissa. He's been looks lively for Brentford, but he's just got a little injury concern. There might be a little bit more stoppage time added on now, actually, because we're into that 3 minutes and he's still down, Wissa. So he's going to be a free kick to Brentford anyway. The manager, Thomas Frank, was having a chat with his coaching staff. Wissa's back on his feet again. And actually, it's not a free kick. It's the ball's back in Aaron Ramsdale's arms. Mark C says Wissa looks like he ran into a brick wall. Yeah, that's not just the result of that challenge either. That's just his general look, isn't it? Terry says February was long this year. Well, it was 1 day longer, yeah. But still a quick month, isn't it? It seemed to fly by this year, February, for me. It was almost like February started and then suddenly it was ending. I'm like, wow, that went quick, didn't it? So although it was technically 1 day longer, it felt shorter this year. I don't know why. There's going to be a yellow card here for a Brentford player. Is it an Arsenal? I'm not sure who's giving a yellow card to. Someone's down injured. They're getting a yellow card while they're injured, actually. So there's going to be even more stoppage time at the end of this first half. Actually, Kai Havertz, I got the yellow card for that elbow in the face, although he was just jumping for the ball. And the Brentford players come out worse there. And actually, the referee had the yellow card in his hand, having previously booked Kai Havertz just a moment before. Nathan says, that winger you like for Porto has been linked with a number of clubs in the Prem. I'm not surprised. He looked really good, didn't he? We're playing Porto on Tuesday, so we'll get a chance to see him again, maybe. But yeah, he was really good, wasn't he, actually? So yeah, we'll see him again, obviously, Tuesday, where we've got a lot of work to do in that game, haven't we? We didn't make the most of that away leg. I think we went there with the wrong mindset, as though we went there to get the draw so we could win at home, and ended up backfiring when we conceded that late goal. And now we've got to, it's a tense night, isn't it? Because if Porto were to score, then suddenly we need 3 goals. And obviously we know this team's capable of scoring 3 goals, but they were quite organised and solid at the back, wasn't they, Porto? So I think we've got quite a difficult night to come on Tuesday. But yeah, no, he was a good player. He was a good player. I'm not surprised there's interest in him. If we needed players in that sort of position, I'd have been saying maybe it's someone we should look at. But I don't really think that's an area that we're necessarily short on. When you look at, that's probably one area that we're not short on. Nathan says they have just beaten somebody 5-0, not an easy game. So no, it was never going to be easy. I mean, I was actually quite impressed with how they played in that first leg. Yes, I thought we helped with our performance and the way we set up the game, but I was impressed with Porto when we played them. They looked a good side. They looked solid, organised, strong, and they posed a threat. And obviously they got a goal at the end, and it won't be an easy game at all. And I think we're going to have to, I wouldn't be totally surprised if that game finishes in a draw and we get knocked out. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't want that to be the case, but it's going to be a tough night. Terry says, that winger for Porto is the manager's son. Yes, that's right. He is. He is the manager's son. And sometimes you think, well, the manager's son's always going to get picked, even if he doesn't deserve to. Although sometimes a manager can be harder on his son. I remember Nigel Clough had a few stories, didn't he, about Brian saying that he felt like Brian Clough was a bit harder on him. Oh, and Ramsdale's just made a mistake, and Brentford are level, and it is Wissa, and this is what we're saying about Ramsdale. Concentration issue there. He took too long to get rid of the ball. He was closed down. He's kicked it straight against Wissa, and it's gone in the net. And that is an absolute disaster. And that is why Aaron Ramsdale is leaving Arsenal. And that is why Mikel Arteta dropped him from the team. So none of this, like Ramsdale, this Ramsdale, that. No, that's ridiculous. That is what I'm saying. This is what he did last season. This is what he did last season. Cost us goals in big games, important games. And he's just done it again. He's got so much time now. Look, what's he trying to do? He took far too long, and Wissa closed him down. And that is a Sunday morning goal to concede that. And that is why you're not good enough for Arsenal, mate. Ta-da. Wayne says, Ramsdale. Richard there says, yep, liability. Absolutely. We know he's a liability. We absolutely know he's a liability. Do you know what I mean? It's why there was this big loving for Aaron Ramsdale. I do not know. I said last season, you're not going to win the Premier League with Aaron Ramsdale as your goalkeeper. You're not. And this was when we were top of the league and we wasn't even conceding that many goals. Just he's not good enough. He's never been good enough. But yeah, that was a terrible, terrible goal to concede right on half time as well. Absolutely ridiculous. And that kind of, there you go. If anybody doubts as to why Mikel Arteta made that decision earlier in the season, please, that is the reason right there. That is the reason right there. And I'm blaming Mark C, because you were saying how well he was doing before. And he was doing all right, wasn't he? But that is just an absolutely dreadful error. He's just got you haven't got that much time, have you? It's half time now. Just the whistle's just gone. What a terrible mistake to make right at that point of the game as well. We're in control of that game, wasn't we? Brentford never really threatened, and there you go. There you go, indeed. And Mark C says, yeah, well, there you go. It's your fault, mate. You shouldn't have said how well he was playing. Terry says, we can play with 10 men, but we can't cope when we're down to 9. Well, I mean, I said before the game that was the fact that we were missing David Raya today going to prove crucial. Well, there you go. Mark C says, we had opportunities from that throw-in to smash it forward, but play it back. A goal of our own. Because absolutely, yeah, it's 100% a goal of our own making. It's a goal that we've conceded before. But ultimately, when the ball goes back to Ramsdale there, he's got to kick that first time. in your own 6-yard box there, you cannot take that amount of time. You've just got to kick it out. You've got to just get rid of it. Yes, we had opportunities before that, you're right. But when it goes back to him there, why are you taking a touch? Why are you doing that? Just kick it up the pitch. Brentford can't score if the ball's in the centre circle. You know what I mean? Whereas they can score if you're fannying on with it inside your own penalty area. Richard says, sub Ramsdale off. Who's going to go in goal now? We've only got Carl Hyde on the bench. That's the problem, isn't it? We're not going to bring Carl Hyde on, are we? He's not played in the Premier League before. Terry says, time for iPod Albert to do his magic. We've been crap Arteta out. Well, we haven't been great. But we've got ourselves in front. And we said that before, didn't we? You know, when you're not playing well, that's fine. But get yourself in front and you've got to go on and win the game. We still might win the game, let's be honest. But that has really set us back, hasn't it? That really has set us back. Oh, dear. Let's just have a look at some stats, shall we? So, here we go then. Match stats. Let's have a quick look. So, there you go. Look, right. This is, it won't surprise anybody. Arsenal had 72% possession in that first half. 72%. And it's 1-1. We had 7 shots, 3 on target, 2 corners. Brentford had 4 shots, 2 on target, 1 corner. Does that really count as a shot on target when the clearance hit him and went in? But anyway, I suppose it does. So we have had 3 shots on target. Well, for 72% possession. And only 2 corners, actually. That's a bit surprising, isn't it? But anyway, there we go. 72% possession to have 3 shots on target. Richard says there, Hine should be above Ramsdale in the pecking order anyway. Well, I haven't seen too much of him, so I don't know. I've got to be honest, I don't know because I haven't seen enough of him play. He's not really played in the first team. I haven't seen him play under 23s or whatever it is, so I don't really know how good he is. My guess is lack of experience. You wouldn't throw him in when you're chasing a title, when you've got a goalkeeper that's played in the Premier League for the last 3 or 4 seasons. The right decision to play Ramsdale today. The problem is we haven't maybe got a better backup. So he's had to play. That's maybe the issue. I don't know. Terry says, how good has 29 been today? He's been all right. He missed a chance. He was offside anyway, but he's been all right. I don't think he's been necessarily the problem today. Mark, he says, that's the problem that can always happen when you get into that play the pass at all costs. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. One screw up and you undo all the good work you've done. Yeah, no, I agree. You're right. And we have done, we do it a lot, don't we? It's a modern way though, isn't it? And it's not just Arsenal that do it. But yeah, that extra pass for Arteta is important for stats. He's a very stat manager, isn't he? Bases everything on the stats, but sometimes you've got to play percentages, haven't you? And stats don't really matter. Just get the ball away from your goal. And unfortunately, we didn't do that enough there. Richard C says we've seen enough of Rams. I know you're right. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. And I'll say I've been saying it for over a year that Ramsdale is not good enough if we want to win trophies. As I said before, I don't know if he was with us at the start of the show. You know, when it's inevitable Ramsdale's going to leave at the end of the season, there is no way a top 6 team's coming in for him. If they do, he's going to be their second choice. No top 6 team are going to make him their first choice goalkeeper, are they? They're not. You know, I'll say he'll end up at Brentford or he'll end up at a team like that, won't he? Nottingham Forest, someone like that. Not that Nottingham Forest have already got one of our crap goalkeepers. They don't want another one, do they? Raja says, hi, Richard. I'm watching on TV and now I realise why Ramsdale is on the bench. To be honest with you, I realised why he was on the bench a long time ago because he's not very good. And there it goes. But anyway, we now have got to come out in the second half. We've got to do it again. We've got to try and do it again because we didn't have a lot of opportunities in that game, did we? The goal was good. It was a really good header from Declan Rice. It was a kind of a slow build-up. The way we've been playing at the moment, a lot of our goals have come on the back of really fast, bang, 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 passing. And this was just a lofted cross. Didn't look like it had a lot of danger when he put the cross in. You'd think that's a fairly easy cross to defend. Brentford didn't defend it. Declan Rice made a good movement, got there ahead of the defender and stuck his header in. And it's a good goal. It is a good goal. So, but we've got to go again. We've got to find another way. We've got to find another way to win this game, and we're going to have to play better in that second half. And you don't know what effect it has, do you? Conceding a goal right on half time. Quite often, we've seen it, haven't we? It can make a massive difference to the game. It changes the momentum, And I'm not saying we had a lot of momentum in that first half, but 71% possession we had more opportunities maybe than them. So yeah, the momentum might well have shifted now. That goal may well have changed a few things. Who knows? We'll have to see. But we conceded a daft goal, and that is not good, is it? For some reason my stream seems to be repeating itself 50 times, and the remote's not letting me change it. Hang on 2 seconds. Not good, is it? Oh, anyway, I don't know what's happening with that. Anyway, Terry says, look on the bright side, even though the first half was crap, we've smashed the field tilt out of the ground, have we? I don't know. Have they put what the field tilt is? It sounds very American football, doesn't it, actually? Which to me isn't really what we should be copying. But anyway, now I don't know why my remote's not working. I don't know if my batteries are going funny. Not really sure what's happening here. My remote just isn't playing ball, is it? Have I put the battery in the wrong way around? Maybe that's what I've done. I had to take them out before, you see, so maybe that's my fault. No, it can't be that way around, can it? Hang on, there's a picture here, look. Oh, that was in the right way. There you go. Oh, no, it's not working. It's not working. What are you doing? No, it's not having it. Okay, anyway. We've got the game on, so that's the main thing, isn't it? We just might be a bit behind now. But yeah, I mean, they're just showing a goal again that Brentford scored. I mean, well, oh dear me. The more you watch it, the worse it gets, actually. It's not going to look any better, is it? But Gabriel plays it back to him now. He's got one touch there, could kick it away, could kick it away. It's in the back of the net. Sorry, mate. You've got there. Get rid of it there. Get rid of it there. I mean, fair play to Wissa, right? Johan Wissa. Fair play to him for putting that pressure on. But look how long he's got to get rid of that ball. Look how long he's got. And Wissa deserves that goal for the work he put in there. Let's be fair. That is great work from the forward. But obviously, Ramsdale has made a big mistake. And the substitutes as I was coming out for the second half were like commiserating with him, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Roger says there, Terry, how good has 29 been today, you ask? Got to know from that clip that he put wide of goal. Well, I mean, he was offside. But to be fair, that first touch was impressive, wasn't it, for that chance? And then he's put it wide. Anyway, Mark C says, hopefully we'll see Jesus and ESR. Well, Jesus will probably come on. I'm not sure ESR will. He doesn't trust him, does he? Mikel Arteta doesn't trust him. Unless we're 5-0 up, we might bring him on. We're obviously not going to be 5-0 up now, are we? We've got Gabriel with us. How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're all well. Let's hope for a slightly better second half, because that first half wasn't great, was it? Let's be honest. It wasn't great at all. We didn't play particularly well. And then we concede a really, really soft goal, which is something that we've not been doing too much of lately, have we? We've been pretty solid at the back. It's not mattered anyway, because when you're 4 or 5-0 up, Gabriel says, Ramsdale is so done now. I understand why Arteta prefers Raya. Yeah, as I said, I understood it at the beginning. David Raya was signed. My light's not working very good either today. It's a few. That's not working at all, actually. Why is that? Anyway, he's never been good now. So I'm not convinced that necessarily Raya is the answer. Whether or not he's a much better goalkeeper, I don't know. He's better. He's better than Ramsdale. Is he good enough? That's the question, isn't it? And if we want to be winning these trophies that we want to win, taking that next step, we probably need better than both of them, if I'm honest. Let's face it, neither of them are David Seaman, are they? Let's be totally honest. Neither of them are David Seaman. So there you go. Terry says, right, so I'd love to tell you the truth, mate, but everyone in the chat gets a hump. So I'm saying it was like watching Pele, the end of arms and legs. Well, no. Look, right. Everyone's entitled to their opinion on players, and we're not gonna say anything else. But when Havertz does do well, when he plays better, I think it's important that we do recognise that. And I think even you two, I know you don't like Kai Havertz, but when he plays well and when he does some good things, scores some goals and helps us win games, I don't know. He needs credit for it, doesn't he? He should have credit for doing that. Richard says, David Raya's confidence must be through the roof right now. We know he's not going to get dropped, doesn't he? He knows that for a fact. If he stays fit, he's playing every game now for the rest of the season, isn't he? But I think he would have done anyway. Ramsdale's only played the 2 games this season against Brentford in the Premier League because David Raya can't play. Other than that, it's been David Raya all the way, hasn't it? There's been no... It's not like he's had a couple of cup games, Ramsdale, but he was never going to play in the games anyway, was he? Let's be honest. And I think that just underlines that even more so, doesn't it? Nathan says Dortmund's goalkeeper will be a great signing. Who's their goalkeeper, Dortmund? I don't watch a lot of German football. I should watch a bit more, shouldn't I, with Andreas? But I don't really. I don't really know who their goalkeeper is. Rad just says, I'm always worried about his finishing, guys. I can only be relieved when he puts in the back of the net, no matter how. Yeah, I mean, yes, his finishing isn't fantastic. No, he's got a few decent goals this season, but you're right. He's never going to... You're not confident, are you, when he goes through one-on-one that he's going to score? I thought he was going to on that one because his first touch was so good. And quite often when your first touch is good, generally your second touch is going to be good because you're in that right mindset, aren't you, having had a good first touch. Mark C says, we had possession up near the halfway line, but instead of knocking it forward, we opt to pass it backwards and then pass it backwards again. Yeah, no, but that is a way. It's not just in this game, is it? That's Arteta's style of play, isn't it? That's how Arteta wants to play, and that's what he's going to keep doing, isn't he? So I don't necessarily. Hang on, we've got a little bit of shadows forming on here, aren't we? Which we'll try and get rid of if we can. There we go. It's a bit better, isn't it? Where is it? I'm not quite convinced if that is that better. Oh no, see, then I'll go funny. You can have that shadow there. I think it's because my light's not working very well. I think that's the problem. Anyway, it is what it is. I don't know why my light's gone funny. It was working all right before. You see, it says it's on 1 bar, right? And then it's actually said it's charging. So I'm not really sure what's happening with it, if I'm honest. But anyway, it is what it is. It's not working. So what I might do is if I turn it off and turn it back on again, shall we? That seems to be what you need to do in life, isn't it? When something don't work. Oh no, it's still not working very well. Okay, forget that then. It might switch itself back on again in a minute. I don't know if it's something to do with it's not plugged in properly. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's not worry about all that light situation. It's not. We don't have to worry about that, do we? It's just. It says it's charging, but it's gone down to 1 bar. It should be on about like 4 bars, shouldn't it? But anyway, let's not worry about that too much. Gabrielle says, like Turner's distribution is also good. Yeah, but that's not what you need, is it? You need a goalkeeper who's going to keep the ball out of your net. That's what you need. Gabrielle says, I'd rather take Leno back. No, I'd always liked Leno. I never felt Leno has always been a very steady, solid goalkeeper, isn't he? He's never going to be spectacular. He doesn't necessarily make spectacular saves. He's just solid and reliable, and that's what you need sometimes, don't you? You need a goalkeeper who's just going to do the job. Nathan says Cobell, really good goalkeeper. I don't know too much about him actually. Terry says, can't wait to see 29 play well, but I've only seen him play for 4 seasons. Which 4 seasons are winter, spring, summer, and autumn, or 4 other seasons? I don't know. Mark C says, we didn't buy Havertz as a striker, so I don't know why people keep complaining. He's fulfilling a role that Arteta wants him to. His goals to games ratio is good considering the role he plays. No, you're right. He wasn't bought as a striker. No, he wasn't. and he's done okay. I don't mind Kai Havertz, if I'm honest. He's had some poor games. He's had some poor moments in games. He's also had some good games. But yeah. Nathan says the more you watch their goal, the worse it gets. Yeah, he was. I said that before. It's just horrible, isn't it? When you see it live, you think, oh, well, mistake. And you see it again, and it's like he had 3 or 4 opportunities to boot that ball out, didn't he? And decided to take none of them. And then, of course, in the end, it proved to be costly. And it's costly so far in this game. Will it prove to be costly at the end of the season? It was some mistakes by Ramsdale that did prove costly last season. There's a load of games we can reel off that where he gave away goals. Southampton at home being probably the biggest one after 20 seconds. Anyway, Ramsdale is back out for the second half, and I'm sure Arteta's just put his arm around him because that's what Arteta does. There's no point doing anything else, is it? I suppose you can't change what he's done. Roger says there, Mark, I agree. Not as a striker, but come on, man, finishing when you expect a goal for sure is kind of pathetic at times. No, I mean, if you're a forward player, whether you play as a centre forward or you play in a wide position or you're an attacking midfield player, you should be in certain positions in the pitch. You should go and score. You should be able to. And he doesn't enough. Anyway, we started the second half. Arsenal are now taking the goal to our left, which is the North Bank at the Emirates, and it is 1-1, of course, as we said. So he says, Mark, please explain what 29 roll is. I only see sausage roll, and he should be on the dole. I mean, I do think sometimes, Terry, you're a little bit harsh on Havertz. I've got to be honest with you. I'm not saying he's been the greatest player we've ever signed. No, he's had good moments. He's playing better now than he was, and I say I do think you may be a little bit harsh on him sometimes, but I say at least try and give him some credit when he does something good. Here, Declan Rice plays the ball out. Odegaard shot. He didn't come down for him, and it's gone flying over the top of the crossbar. That's a good start to the second half, though, from Arsenal, which we need. Gabriel says there, well, you can get Osimhen. Well, I don't know if we'll get Osimhen or Mbappe. I don't think we want Mbappe. I'm not saying he's not a great player. He is a great player. But is he the type of player that we need with his everything that goes with Mbappe? No, I don't think so. I think he would be more of a disruption than anything else, as good a player as he is. Mark says his language style, I think, makes people think he ain't putting the effort in. There was another certain player, wasn't there, that is no longer with us, that was accused of that quite a lot, wasn't he? Because he had a bit of a language style and didn't look as though he was working very hard, even though he covered the most ground on the pitch a lot of games, didn't he? If you remember, a certain Turkish German was accused of that as well, wasn't he, actually? And I couldn't be doing with him, could he? And yet he persevered with Kai Havertz, who's not as good a player, let's be honest, as our old friend Mesut. But there you go. Anyway, Arsenal are building an attack over on the far side, early part of this second half. Arsenal looking to recover from the shock of that goal just before half time. And for the second year running, we've gone ahead against Brentford at home and then conceded. But we've got a second half to try and get this back. Saka's cross, not the greatest cross, headed away, but Arsenal do pick up possession again. And Kiwior plays it forward to Trossard. Kiwior went on an overlap, but Trossard went backwards to Gabriel. And Gabriel's got it again. And Arsenal enjoying again lots and lots and lots of possession, but it's not, and it hasn't certainly at the moment anyway, led to any opportunities. Mark C says Mbappe's going to Real Madrid. Yeah, he'll be well suited to Real Madrid, won't he? Odegaard now finds Trossard just inside the area. Trossard gives it back to Saka. Shot from the edge of the box over the crossbar. But Arsenal moving the ball quickly. And at least we get an opportunity at the end of it, which was Saka's shot there. That's 2 shots we've had already at the start of the second half. Both have ended up in the North Bank. But anyway, at least we're having some shots at goal now from the edge of the area, which is quite good to see. And Brentford seems like they might be making another change here. Manager Thomas Frank is in discussion there with one of their substitutes, and we might see another change for Brentford. They've already had to make one, of course, if you remember. Oliver Norwood went off injured during that first half, the Brentford captain. And it was, who was it that came on, did we say? Oh, it was Matthias Janssen, wasn't it? Anyway, the ball's now back with Aaron Ramsdale. And this time he has got a little bit of time to line up his clearance. It goes long up the centre. Kai Havertz doesn't win the header, and Brentford can try and bring the ball forward, but not for long because Ben White's in. Arsenal just giving it away. Jorginho, it was, just played it straight as a throw to Brentford over on that far side, and that kind of sums up Arsenal's performance in this game. Sloppy at times. Coming forward again. Brentford now. It's Wissa again on the edge of the box. Is he going to try a shot? Oh, he cuts infield. Good play from Wissa. The shot's deflected. It's going to be a corner to Brentford, and again Arsenal just getting caught out. And we are looking very nervy, aren't we? And very, very shaky here. Gabriel didn't win the header against Tony, and then Wissa did well, showed nice feet, but then Gabriel did get the block in. But it is a corner. Terry says, come on, Arteta, hurry up and get Eddie, Cedric and El Nini on. El Nini's not on the bench, actually, luckily enough. Anyway, it's a corner to Brentford. We've played less than 5 minutes of this second half, and Brentford now have got an opportunity to try and go in front, which would be a total disaster, wouldn't it? We thought the 1-1 was bad enough, and it was a corner to Brentford now over on that far side in front of their fans behind this goal. The Brentford fans are going to try and suck the ball in, I'm sure. Tony's in there, Wissa's in there. Anyway, the corner comes in towards that near post, and Ramsdale punches it, flaps it a little bit. Shot comes in, it's gone wide, and that was a let off there. It was Jan Jeltz, it was. And again, Ramsdale there, not really convincing, was he, with that punch? He got a punch on it, but it only fell to Jan Jeltz, and just leaning back, it's gone wide into the Brentford fans. And he looks a bag of nerves, doesn't he, Aaron Ramsdale, at the moment? Probably not surprising. Gabriel says they should just get as many corners as they can and then try to score. But exactly, yeah. Just get the ball into the box. Mark C says, Oshibad is the fella to get. I've been saying it last year and a half. Yeah, maybe. I still prefer Ivan Toney, but that's maybe just my personal preference. But we need somebody. We need a striker. There's no doubt for me. Anyway, Saka now on this near side. Puts a cross in. It's deflected by now. Arsenal have got a corner. Quite why Saka popped up there, I'm not sure, but he did. A good run off the ball, and it was a good effort across as well, but it's deflected behind. Declan Rice is going to take this corner. We've played 51 minutes here at the Emirates. It is Arsenal 1, Brentford 1. And now Arsenal are going to be dropping points here. We haven't not won a game since, was it the Fulham game, wasn't it? Just after Christmas. Was that New Year's Eve, the Fulham game? Around about then, wasn't it? And we've won every game since in the Premier League, but we may well be dropping points here today. Unless we can find another goal. Declan Rice is going to take this corner for Arsenal. His goal it was that gave Arsenal the lead. It seems a long time ago. Not a great corner into the near post, cleared away by the Brentford goal scorer Wissa, who's just lost out actually to Declan Rice. Plays it back to Martin Odegaard, chips across towards the far post. Not a great cross. And it's gone behind. Oh, in fact, it's a corner. Gabriel did well there to keep that in and win the corner. Looked as though the cross was over, hit there by Martin Odegaard. But Gabriel tried to keep it alive, and he managed to keep it in. He must have just kept it in, and it's gone behind off Jorgensen. It's a corner to Arsenal again, this time over on that far side. So Bukayo Saka is going to take this one. We like to come back on again. I don't know if you saw that. I'm not quite sure what's happening with it. It does that sometimes. Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal. Saka's going to take it over on that far side. Can we get the lead again? The corner comes in. In fact, the referee has given, he's blown his whistle. There's a Brentford defender sitting down inside his own 6-yard box. And I think they're going to take the corner again because the whistle blew. I'm not quite sure. Ben White actually pushed him over. So if anything, that should be a free kick to Brentford, shouldn't it? But the referee just allowed us to take the corner again. So that was nice of him, wasn't it? Because it's clearly a foul by Ben White. And there's a lot of pushing and shoving going on inside that Brentford 6-yard box. Can Arsenal make the most of this confusion here? Again, we've got those 3 players over on at the far post, which never really worked the other night, did it? This corner comes into the edge of 6-yard box. Brentford do head it away, get the second header as well. Comes to Martin Odegaard. His shot's blocked. And they still can't get it away. Second over on that far side. There's an overlap. Oh, really good feet there it was. The cross comes in. Deflected behind again. Was that Kiwior over on that eye? It was William Saliba playing as a right winger. And it's another corner to Arsenal. Mark says Brentford going to be time wasting. Yeah, of course they are. Of course they're going to be time wasting. They're going to do all they can to get something from this game. They need the points, don't they? As well, they're fighting against relegation. Anyway, it's another corner to Arsenal. We are putting the pressure on here, and let's see if it can lead to another goal for Arsenal. Saka's calling towards the near post, headed out again by Brentford. Defended pretty well, actually. And And in fact, this time it's a free kick to Brentford because there's another player down inside the 6-yard box and they just want to completely disrupt their rhythm, don't they? Which we knew that they would. It was a good defensive header actually there by Aya. And then I think he's landed a bit awkwardly there. Anyway, Gabriel says Brentford is playing so anti-football. Yeah, but let's be honest. If you're Brentford and you're coming to the Emirates and Arsenal have scored all these goals that we've scored, you've got to try and do what you can to get your team a result, haven't you? We've got to rise above that and still, we said it before, didn't we? These are the games you've got to find a way to win. It's not easy. It's not pretty. You've just got to find a way to win. And no one will care, will they, at the end of the season, if we've won the league and we've scraped this game 2-1 with a lucky goal or something like that later on because we've had to win ugly, no one's going to care, are they? No one look back on this game and remember it too much. You just take the 3 points and you move on. Anyway, Tony tried the shot from distance. Oh, he nearly catches out Aaron Ramsdale, who was a little bit off his line. He's managed to save it. Wow, that was unbelievable. What a goal that would have been from Ivan Toney there. Just a shot out of nothing, really. It just fell to him and he just hit it. And it was going in. To be fair, that would have been a fantastic goal. A bit similar to the goal that knocked us out of Europe last season. He's hit that first time and that was going in. Wow. That is astonishing, actually. And that's a decent save from Ramsdale. He almost got caught out a little bit far off his line. Had he been another 2 yards further forward, that goes in. And that would have been goal of the season right there. Wow, what an effort that was. People saying we shouldn't buy Ivan Toney. Come on. Anyway, it's a corner to Brentford, though, in front of their fans again. They're certainly having a go at this second half, aren't they? This corner comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, but that's comfortable, that one for Aaron Ramsdale. Very, very comfortable, that is. Not what Brentford would have wanted then. A goalkeeper that's maybe lacking a bit of confidence after that mistake. And also, he did make a good save just a minute ago. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. Saliba plays out to Ben White over on that far side. Threads the ball in to Kai Havertz, lays it off to Saka, goes around the outside. But Kai Saka, can he pull it back? He does pull it back. Oh, there's no Arsenal player there in the 6-yard box again. Anyway, Kyrgios picks up a loose ball, puts a cross in, but it's straight into the arms of goalkeeper Flecken. And there was some exciting passage of play there, wasn't there, from Brentford's corner. Arsenal went up the other end. Saka did so well. Nobody attacking that edge of the 6-yard box area, was it? Would have had a tap in. And it wasn't a great cross in the end from Jakob Kyrgios. Far too close to the goalkeeper. We played 11.5 minutes of the second half. It is Arsenal 1, Brentford 1. And Brentford probably had the best chance of going in front there when that effort from Ivan Toney, which was an incredible effort. Anyway, the referee allows play to go on. Brentford have been physical there. And he's let the play go on again after William Saliba does the same. And now Arsenal got a little bit of space here. Trossard on this near side. Leandro Trossard cuts in field, thought about a shot, plays it back to Declan Rice. He thought about a shot, but he wasn't able to. And now Kyrgios plays it square to Gabriel. And the pressure's starting to build again on the Brentford goal. Kyrgios now has got a ball on this near side. Plays it back to Gabriel. Arsenal just building some possession here. Now it's with Declan Rice. Plays it into Kyrgios. Cross again. Oh, it's deflected wide off Collins. And suddenly a little bit of space built up there. Kyrgios did really well. That was a good cross. Declan Rice had been played it out of Havertz, laid it off to Kyrgios. Decent cross in. Saka was trying to get on the end of it, but it was put behind. Mark C says a good link-up play between Havertz and Kyrgios. It was. Gabriel says we're getting decent chances, but need to score them. Absolutely, yeah. I won't say they're decent chances. They're half chances at the moment, aren't they? We need maybe some better chances, but anyway, we've got a corner now. This could be an opportunity. Maybe Declan Rice with it. It's a longer one this time. The goalkeeper under pressure. Did he get a touch on that? The keeper, I think he might have done. And Brentford are trying to rattle us, aren't they? And Arsenal are getting a little bit rattled here. And that corner there, did the goalkeeper get a touch on that? I think he might have done, yeah. Anyway, is it another corner? No, it's not. Oh, it is another corner. Mark C says we're chucking the kitchen sink out, and we are. We are chucking the kitchen sink out, but we can't get the goal as yet. We're coming up towards the hour mark as well. And it's another corner here for Arsenal in towards the near post by Saka. Header comes in. Oh, it's off the line. And then the goalkeeper saves it at the second attempt. I'm not sure who that was that cleared that away for Brentford. That was almost the goal there for Arsenal. Who was it? Was it Kai Havertz's header Or was it Kiwior? It was actually Gabriel. And it was, number 27 it was there who cleared that away off the line. It was Janelt. Oh, that was probably going in. Ben White was standing inside the goal, or laying inside the goal. I don't know what he was doing there. Who else coming forward again? Odegaard pulls it across. Goalkeeper saves it at the near post. It's another corner to Arsenal. We have ramping up the pressure here. It's quite a fascinating game, isn't it? Because Brentford have had one or two counter-attacking moments in this second half. And it's in the balance, this game, isn't it? It is definitely in the balance. Anyway, this corner comes in again from Saka. Played all the way across. Gabriel can't get there this time. It comes out to Declan Rice's shot. Oh, it's blocked. And Brentford do manage to clear that away. And it's gone all the way back now to Aaron Ramsdale. And Declan Rice's shot it was blocked. And there's a long ball played forward again. Headed out there by Brentford. Now Brentford trying to come forward themselves, but they can't get the ball. In fact, they've won a free kick. And players from both sides are surrounding the referee. Not sure what the referee's doing here, actually. Ivan Toney is in conversation with him now. Gabriel says a clear foul on Kiwior. Well, I don't know if it is. I think Kyrgios kind of ran across the run of Tony as well. I mean, to me, that's a 50-50. I didn't see a foul there. I'm not sure the one he's given to Brentford's a foul either, if I'm honest. I don't think either of them were. Kyrgios running. They both got their eyes on the ball. And I think Kyrgios just ran slightly across the path of where Ivan Toney was running and he's knocked him over. I didn't think that was a foul particularly. So I didn't think the second one was either that Brentford have got here. Anyway, they've got a free kick which the goalkeeper is going to take. And he goes long towards the edge of the Arsenal penalty. It's flicked on. And suddenly Brentford have got a chance up there on the edge of the Arsenal box. No, because Arsenal scrambled it away. But it's going to be a throw to Brentford over on that far side. And I say it's fascinating now, this game, isn't it? It really is fascinating here. Brentford now over on the far side, got a chance to get a cross into the box. It's a decent cross, actually, headed out there. And now Arsenal looking to try and launch a counter-attack. Oh, it's good play there from Kai Havertz. Arsenal now on the charge. Declan Rice it is. Tries to go through 2 or 3 challenges. Couldn't get past the play. And Brentford, again, it's end-to-end at the moment, isn't it? Oh, and then Arsenal pinched the ball there. It was Gabriel on Ivan Toney. Now Arsenal coming forward again with Kiwior. Plays it square in to Jorginho. And Jorginho threads the ball through to Saka inside the box. Saka, he couldn't quite get across in. He was blocked off there. Now it comes back to Martin Odegaard, chips it in straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. Well, actually, the goalkeeper was punched it away. And now Kyrgios won it back for Arsenal and Declan Rice. And the pressure's mounting, isn't it, here? The pressure is mounting all over the top. It's gone out for a goal kick to Brentford. And Trossard dares complain that he was held back. Well, come on. I mean, he's put his arm on him. He's took his arm away and Trossard's just looked to go down. Rather than trying to get on the end of that ball, he's just stopped and gone down. To me, that's not a penalty. They may well give it in this day and age. But they haven't. And I'm not surprised they haven't. Arteta's got that kind of look on his face as if he's been cheated again. But no, I don't think that was a penalty. Gabriel says Brentford is playing so dirty at the moment. Trossard's shirt is pulled. They're doing what they have to do. I mean, there's nothing in there. I mean, Trossard's just thrown himself to the floor. He's just thrown himself. I don't think that's done him any favours, actually. The way he's just thrown himself down. There was contact. Of course there was. Gabriel says VAR's checking for a pen. Yeah, they sort of checked it, but they didn't really check it, did they? Mark C said that should be a pen. I don't think it should, honestly. I didn't think that should have been a pen. There was a tiny little bit of contact, and he's made more of it than there was. And if you're giving a penalty for that, you're going to give penalties for anything. Anyway, Toney now on his near side puts a cross in again, but it's too close to Aaron Ramsdale. Comes out and grabs that ball. And now Arsenal trying to come forward. It's frantic, isn't it, this game now? Really frantic in this second half. Brentford struggling to get everybody back now. Saka having a run at the Brentford defence. Tries a shot, it's deflected again. You have to say they've defended well, Brentford. They're putting their bodies on the line here. You have to say they're working really hard for their manager, aren't they? desperate to try and get something here to keep their survival hopes alive. I mean, they shouldn't really go down looking at the teams that's below them, but certainly they're not safe yet, are they, in terms of the points that they've got? So every single point they get will be looked on as being really important for them, isn't it? Airzone says, how many minutes left? Well, we played 65 nearly, so we've got 25 minutes to play. And Arsenal still haven't made any changes, actually. So here we go again. Over on that far side, the cross comes in, but it's deflected. Saka's going to keep this in. Right on that far touchline, Bukayo Saka. Jorginho fires it into Ben White, back out to Saka again. Saka twisted and turning, plays the ball back again to William Saliba. Now it's played back in again to Martin Odegaard, threads it through to Kai Havertz, who's thrown himself to the ground again. And Ivan Toney is making that point. And what is the referee given here? I mean, again, that doesn't look like a penalty to me. It looks like VAR are going to check it, but I don't think that's a penalty. We'll have a look again. Kai Havertz there. No, he's won the ball. He's won the ball there, Collins, the defender. It's a good tackle, actually. It's a really good tackle. The ball was there to be won. He's just flicked his foot out, got the ball, and Havertz has gone down. That shouldn't be a penalty. That absolutely shouldn't be. And it's not been given as a penalty. No, it wasn't. He got the ball. Collins got the ball there, the Brentford defender. He actually did pretty well to win the tackle. He just got enough on it, didn't he? And I think Havertz was already decided he was going down regardless. And Nathan says Havertz dived. I don't necessarily call that a dive. I'm not necessarily saying he dived. What I think it was, he obviously the guy's foot got the ball and he's kind of gone forward over him, hasn't he? It's not a foul. I don't necessarily think it's a dive. I thought Trossard's one was more of a dive because Trossard's actually thrown himself to the floor on the slightest little bit of contact. Anyway, Trossard's on the ball now on his near side. The pressure is starting to mount now on the Brentford goal. Can Arsenal get this second goal? We played 66 minutes. The ball's flicked out to that far side. It's done well, actually. Martin Odegaard's going to try a shot. Is he? Again, he wants to take the extra touch, doesn't he? Now it's with Gabriel. Again, he almost overrun it. Kirill, can he think across in? He does. It falls to Trossard. He wasn't quite expecting it. And it runs through into the arms of the goalkeeper, Flecken. And another Arsenal attack, another Arsenal chance comes to nothing. And another Brentford player has gone down. So the goalkeeper kicks it out. And they are going to waste time, but I don't think it's doing him any favours, actually, because what it's going to mean is there's going to be about 12 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this game. And no one will be surprised if Arsenal score in that stoppage time, because how many times has that happened? I don't think Brentford are really doing themselves any favours by wasting time. What they need to be focused on here is, yes, they can commit little fouls to deny. Or you can see he was winded, actually, there. Kai Havertz ran into him. And to be fair, that's probably going to hurt. But did he make more of that than he needed to? Yeah, he probably did. He probably did. And they're going to be quite happy to waste time, aren't they, Brentford? Anyway, Arsenal are going to make a substitution. It is going to be Gabriel Jesus, who is about to come on. You'd imagine he's going to come on probably for Havertz, would be my guess. But it wouldn't surprise me if he takes someone else off and moves Havertz more into midfield. Maybe takes Jorginho off. That wouldn't be a surprise, would it, if he did that? Anyway, we've got the ball over on the far side. Ben White's touch was a little bit heavy, but he's kept possession. And Arsenal, though, falls back. Gabriel now finds Kirill, lets it run across his body. Plays out this near side to Trossard, gets it back again. Kirill, and it goes all the way back to Gabriel. Now it's with Saliba. Oh, Saliba there took a risk and nearly lost out there to Ivan Toney. It's been quite a physical battle between those two today, and it's maybe been a bit even as well. Now, anyway, Declan Rice had a good game for Arsenal. Finds Trossard on this near side. Leandro Trossard plays it back again. Kirill's cross is overhit. Saka should be able to keep this in there over on the far side. In fact, Lewis Potter comes across and gets a foot on that. He's going to be a throw to Arsenal, which Bukayo Saka is going to take. And Arsenal now looking to try and build this pressure. Can it lead to a chance at goal? It can't. Now Brentford are going to launch a counter-attack. Ivan Toney there runs into Declan Rice. In fact, the referee has already given a foul maybe a bit earlier on. And Gabriel T says Jesus coming on indeed. Gabriel Jesus is coming on. It's just who's going off. Will it be Jorginho? Will it be Havertz? Will it be Trossard? But Jesus is coming on. We're just coming up to 60 minutes. Is Jorginho going off? And Jesus is coming on. Kind of felt that might be the substitution that he would make, because he doesn't want to change too much, does he? I mean, that maybe seems a reasonably sensible substitution, taking off a more defensively minded midfield player, bringing on a striker to try and win the game. That's what you have to. That's what sometimes you have to do, don't you? Anyway, it's a free kick, to Brentford over on that far side. Oh, it's missed completely there by Ben White. And suddenly Brentford have got a chance here. The ball into the box again, and Gabriel clears it away. It's a throw to Brentford. Every time Brentford come forward, you've got your heart in your mouth a little, haven't you? Because they've looked dangerous. They certainly have looked dangerous. And you have to say, what a fair play to them, because they've given this a good go. They've got a throw now, 20 minutes to play over on that far side. It's the substitute there who's going to take this throw for Brentford. Janssen plays it back. Brentford a little bit of space. Ball chipped in towards the end. 6 miles. A free header comes in. Oh, Ramsdale's tipped it over the bar. A free header there inside the Arsenal penalty area. And Brentford should be in front, really. Collins it was. And there we go there. Chip there was. How on earth is he free there, 6 yards out? It was quite close to Ramsdale. He likes to make the most of his saves he makes, doesn't he? I mean, it was a comfortable save in the end. Gabriel says, good save. Gabriel says, feel well less bad about his mistake now. Well, I mean, it was just a comfortable save, really, wasn't it? He made more of it like he tends to do. He made it look spectacular, but it was fairly close to him. He just needed to tip it over the bar. Anyway, it's a corner though to Brentford here. They're putting on some pressure themselves. It's going to be Janssen again, the substitute, who's going to take this. Since Jesus has come on, all we're about to do is defend it into near post, flicked on. It's gone all the way across, actually. Brentford are going to keep this alive over on that far side. Can they get the cross back in again? And it is Lewis Potter battling with Saliba. He's won a throw for Brentford, the youngster. What name he's got, by the way? Keane Lewis Potter. Isn't that a great name? You have to say that is a great name. He deserves to play for England with a name like that. I'm assuming he's English. I don't actually know. Nathan says, same for the Cams. Well, that's what Ramsdale does. Made himself look better than what he is. It's a save. It's a decent enough save, but it's a comfortable save. It's straight at him. He's had to tip it over the bar, and he did. He did what he had to do. Anyway, it's a throw now to Brentford in front of their fans behind that goal. It's going to be a long throw by Janssen towards the near post. Declan Rice wins a header though, but Arsenal can't get it out. It's going to come back in again. It's another chip cross, and this time Ramsdale's caught that one, and then Wissa fouls him, and surely Wissa's going to get a yellow card for that, and he does. The Brentford striker, Brentford goal scorer today, actually. Mark C says, with Havertz sitting on a yellow, I'd get him off and put ESR on. He won't put ESR on at 1-1. He doesn't trust him. Come on. How many times have we seen it? He doesn't trust him. He's one of the many players that Mikel Arteta doesn't trust. So, of course, he's not going to bring him on. If anything, he'll bring Eddie Nketiah on and take Havertz off. That'll be my guess. That's what he'll do. He won't bring ESR on at 1-1. Absolutely no chance. Gabriel T says, Havertz should come off. He hasn't done much today. Don't encourage Terry, though. I agree with you, but don't encourage Terry, because Terry will be all over you. Because he'll definitely agree. Anyway, the ball now drops for Brentford, though. They hit a long ball forward again, looking for Ivan Toney. He holds the ball up, or tries to hold the ball up. He runs away from him this time. And now Arsenal trying to come forward over on that far side. Gabriel Jesus, does well. Very wide. Can he get the cross in? He can't. He's tackled. It's a corner though to Arsenal again. 73 minutes on the clock. And Arsenal are pressing for the winner, which is going to be so important, isn't it? Let's see if Arsenal can go back in front. We had to work hard to get the lead in the first half. We're certainly having to work hard in the second half if we're going to get the lead again. This corner comes in from Bukayo Saka to the near post, headed out again. Comes out to Martin Ødegaard. Going to get across in Declan Rice from distance. Oh, he's at the crossbar. Well, it's like the gap, the join of the post and the crossbar. Shot from distance, and it's close to restoring Arsenal's lead. The corner was cleared away. Martin Ødegaard touched it off to Declan Rice. He did it first time, curling in. Just didn't quite curl enough. That would have been a great goal, wouldn't it? Would have been a great way to have restored Arsenal's. It would have been Rice's second goal of the game as well. It wasn't meant to be. And it's gone over and wide. Terry said if 29 gets sent off, it ain't much of a loss. Well, it is, because it means we've got 10 men. So you better off taking him off before he gets sent off, aren't you? Anyway, I'm not quite sure what's happened here. No one seems very happy. The referee's given what made Arsenal take the throw from further back. Ben White obviously tried to gain a few yards. The referee didn't like it, did he? Nathan says, a pet peeve of mine, players throwing their arms in the air when they foul a player like it was a blatant foul. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I don't like that either. It makes me laugh, actually. You think, obviously, you fouled him, mate. Do you know what I mean? Obviously. So, yeah, it makes me laugh, that, I must admit. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward with Havertz over on that far side. He's done well, Kai Havertz. What's the delivery like? He plays it back instead. And into Saka. And then Saka's fouled, is he? By Wissa. And Mark C says, can we try a different corner routine? Yeah, maybe we should. But everything with Arteta is, if it's worked once, he'll keep doing it. Even though it doesn't work for the next 50 times, he'll keep doing it because that's what Arteta's like. It's the same with the style of play, isn't it? They're playing out from the back. We scored one goal once about 5 years ago doing it. So we're going to keep doing it, even though we've conceded 50 goals in the meantime from doing it. And that's what Arteta's like. It's some of the corners, isn't it? It's worked once or twice. We've scored a few goals recently, so we're going to keep doing it, even though it doesn't work for the next 6 games. Anyway, Martin Odegaard's going to take this free kick. And let's see what this delivery is like. It's not that great, actually. The goalkeeper just punches it out. And Declan Rice heads it on again. He's probably been our best player again, Declan Rice, today. It's his goal, of course, that did give us the lead. And he did just hit the crossbar as well. He's in possession again, finds Bukayo Saka over on that far side. Plays it to that far side wing. He gets it back again. Saka, can he get the cross in? It's deflected. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. It has been a succession of corners this for Arsenal in the second half. We're into the last 14 minutes. Are we going to see some late drama here? The goalkeeper's now gone down for Brentford, saying he's got a side injury. They're doing everything they can to disrupt the play. They did this last season, didn't they? They're making 2 more subs now. They're bringing on Yarmolenko, who's a Ukrainian, and I don't know who else is coming on. Yarmolenko. I don't know. Anyway, he's coming on, and someone else is coming on. We're going to have this corner first. He'll be one of Zinchenko's mates, won't he? Anyway, Saka now with his corner in towards the near post again. Again, it's a Brentford header away. And again, it's the same corner that we've played for the last 5 years on repeat. And that's gone out of play. It's going to be a throw to Brentford. And now they're going to make those substitutions. 2 substitutions it is for Brentford. Terry says, have we won the ball at all from a corner today? No, we haven't. Oh, our old mate Neil Mopay's coming on. Do you remember him when he was at Brighton? We had some fun and games with him a few times, didn't we? He's coming on. And it looks like Onyeka's going off. And Wissa's going off as well, the Brentford goal scorer. And it's going to be Neil Mopay. Terry says, everyone's favourite is coming off of Brentford. Yeah, he is, isn't he? I'm sure he's getting a great reception as well, isn't he, from the Emirates crowd. Neil Mopay, enemy number 1. And Yarmolenko's coming on. Iku coming on as well. Neil Mopay, wouldn't he love to score a winning goal against Arsenal? So many battles we've had with him, haven't we? Nathan says he's a little rat. He is a little rat. But he's a pest, isn't he? Because he's scored a couple of goals against Arsenal before, hasn't he? That famous game in the lockdown season. Oh, and Brentford are in, are they? Oh, Ramsdale quickly come out of his goal. He had to there. Otherwise, Brentford would have been in again. And it would that have been Neil Mopay straight away? Wow, imagine. Imagine if he scored with his first touch. I think he may well have been given offside even if he'd scored. I think he went just a little bit too early there, but Ramsdale wasn't to know. It is actually given as offside. It is a free kick to Arsenal. We're into the last 12 minutes. Oh, we've got 2 more. Oh, my God. Zinchenko's coming on. Please don't play him at left back. Please don't play him at left back. Please don't play him at left back. Trossard's going off. Maybe not his greatest game today. Reece Nelson's coming on as well. And if Kiwior goes off, Kiwior's going off. No. And Zinchenko is going to be playing left back, and that is not good, is it? That is not good news at all. Kirio's been doing all right, hasn't he? And now you watch Zinchenko make 2 or 3 stupid mistakes. It's going to cost us a goal. Would not be surprised at all. Why on earth would you do that, Mikel Arteta? I told you wouldn't bring ESR now, didn't I? It's obvious. We knew that. While it was 1-1, there was no chance he'd trust him enough. Gabriel says there, no way Mope is on. He is. Mope is on. He definitely is. Anyway, Zinchenko is straight in the action now, plays it back to Gabriel, who goes long up this near side. It's gone out for a throw to Brentford. We're coming up to the last 10 minutes. Big 10 minutes, this, isn't it? Everyone was, you see, what was we saying before the game? I was going, I hope Liverpool, Man City draw. It doesn't matter. If we don't win our game, who cares? We've got to do our job. We're not doing our job. We can't get carried away with ourselves. We cannot afford to. We're not good enough to get carried away with ourselves. You know, Man City fans can probably think that they'll end up winning games like this. Unfortunately, we're not good enough to do that, are we? We haven't been for too long. And that's the reason why we've got to be cautious. We've got to take each game as it comes. We've got to win our games. That's all we can do. We've got to do that. Don't worry about Liverpool, Man City. If we don't beat Brentford, then we don't deserve to be top of the table. We won't be top of the table tonight if we don't get a goal in the next 10 or well, probably 15 minutes. It's going to be at least 5 minutes stoppage time, isn't it? Anyway, Zinchenko is going to take this throw on the near side. And he's just moved about 10 yards further forward. The referee stopped Ben White doing it over the other end of the pitch a little while ago, and Zinchenko's just gained 10 yards, and the referee didn't do anything. What consistency is. Gabriel T says, we've been shaky today. Yeah, you know why? Pressure. We cannot play under pressure. We cannot handle the pressure. We didn't handle the pressure last season, and that was always my concern. And it looks as though, looking at this now, it's happening again. You know, we're under pressure, and we haven't been able to find a solution. Anyway, a Brentford player's gone down in front of the dugout here. Was there an elbow used? I'm not quite sure. Let's have a look at the replay of the throw in there. Actually, to be fair, he was pushed into Kai Havertz and he's got injured. It wasn't a foul. He got pushed into him. Terry says that was some strike by Tony. Just showing it again. Yeah, no, it was. It was incredible, that, wasn't it? That would have been goal of the season, that, by the way. If that goes in from that far out, I mean, look at that. It was curling away as well. What a goal that would have been. You know, obviously, it would have been against us, and it's great that Ramsdale saved it, but, wow, he's stopped a goal of the season there, hasn't he? Nathan says you would think they would have learned from last year. This manager won't learn. He refuses to learn. He's too stubborn. He's too stubborn. I've been saying this for ages, right? And even though we've been winning games recently, we are going to finish third this season. And I think that's probably where we are. I think we are over 38 games. We are probably the third best team. We're not as good as Man City. We're not as good as Liverpool. You know, we don't have the squad depth for either of those two teams. We don't have managers as good as those two teams. Yes, Liverpool are going to have a different manager next season, and that might be different. But this season, we're not better than either of those two teams, and we're not going to finish above them for that reason. And we're going to finish third. And to be honest with you, that I'm not happy with that. I will accept that if we finish the season well and we're winning games and they just keep winning and we can't catch them. That's fine. You know, you'll have to accept that. But, you know, if we just give it away like we did last year, then that's not going to be good enough, is it? Anyway, Ben White now, Arsenal still pressing for this goal. Saka over on that far side. Ben White takes over. Can he get the cross in? He can't get the cross in because it's gone behind. It's going to be a goal kick. Gabriel T says they should go for the Champions League. Yes, but how tough's that going to be if we play like this on Tuesday night? And is that another reason? Is that Champions League game slightly on our mind a little bit? You know, I did say, and a few of us have said before that, you know, once the Champions League comes back around again, it's difficult then in the league, doesn't it? It becomes more difficult to win your games. It's, you know, that's why I think Manchester City's treble last season, any team that wins a treble, it takes a lot, doesn't it? You know, Reece Nelson's trying to battle his way through. He got an important late goal last season, didn't he? That didn't end up meaning a lot in the end. He worked hard there, though, Reece. It is a goal kick to Brentford, but it was good work there from the Hale End Academy. Another Brentford player has gone down, and they spent most of the second half on the floor, haven't they? One way or the other. Terry says, well played, Reece Nelson. Yeah, no, he did well, Reece Nelson. He worked hard there, and he, had a bit of a run there, but he couldn't quite get anything there, could he? And in the end, it's a goal kick, but good play there from Reece Nelson. And we've played 84.5 minutes. It's still Arsenal 1, Brentford 1. And it's a goal kick to Brentford, which Flecken takes over on that far side. Ball bounces down. It's Neil Mopay. And now Brentford trying to come forward, but it's headed back there. Good defensive header there from Gabriel into the arms of Ramsdale. And Ramsdale now with the ball, rolls it down, and he's going to go long. Slips over as he kicks it, but wasn't a great clearance actually. And Brentford just hoof it forward. We're into the last 5 minutes. Gabriel heads it on. And then Gabriel Jesus, the ball falls to Martin Ødegaard. Ben White's gone on the overlap. He gets the ball, Ben White over on that far side. Ødegaard again, back to Ben White. Can he line up a cross? Plays it back instead to William Saliba, gets it back again, Ben White, into Martin Ødegaard. So there's a little bit of space here. Dinked in. Oh, good defensive header away, but not for very far. Goes back to Ben White again, into Martin Ødegaard. Arsenal pressing now. Ben White tips the ball in. Kai Havertz there with a header. Oh, it's in off the keeper. And Kai Havertz has put Arsenal back in front. And he hasn't done much in this game. He missed a big chance in the first half. But late on, he's got what could well be a very, very important. And Arsenal are back in front. And we did say, didn't we? It's finding a way to win these type of games. Gabriel says, Havertz, I wasn't familiar to your game. Terry says, yes, we got the best 29. We haven't got the best 29. Is that Ben White's cross again? Because he set up the first goal, didn't he? Is it Ben White's cross? I think it is Ben White's cross again. 2 assists for Ben White. Maybe the goalkeeper could save that, actually. It was quite close to him. It was a good header, very close in. It was Ben White with a cross. Well done to Ben White again. Nice little dink cross. And another header. And that's 2 headed goals that we've scored in this game from Ben White crosses. And the defender missed it. Havertz didn't. And the goalie tried to push it over the top. Couldn't quite manage it. And with 5 minutes to go, Arsenal have got the goal. And we've been a little bit fortunate, you have to say. We've not played particularly well, but we've found a way to get ourselves back in front. Is that going to be enough, though? Can we hold on for these last 4 odd minutes plus stoppage time? And Kai Havertz has popped up with another big goal for Arsenal. He's got a few this season, hasn't he, now? What's he on? He maybe 9 or 10. He's got 9, maybe he's got now, hasn't he, Kai Havertz? It's not a bad effort, that, is it? And he's got his mate Aaron Ramsdale out of jail, hasn't he? That mistake at the end of the first half looked as though it was going to cost Arsenal 2 points. But Kai Havertz has popped up there with an important goal. But there's still 3 odd minutes to play. Can Arsenal hang on? We shouldn't really be thinking about hanging on, but Brentford are coming forward over on that far side. Maybe we are going to have to hang on. And Brentford have done well to get over there. Can they get the cross in? They do get the cross in, but that should be comfortable. That for Ramsdale wasn't a great cross. Mark C says, White assist. Yes, 2 White assists today. His 2 crosses have led to the 2 goals. And 2 very similar goals in a way, a cross and a header. We don't maybe score enough goals like that, do we? And as you know, again, finding a different way to win a game, maybe. It's been a frustrating game today. But if we do come away with the 3 points, we said at the beginning we'll take a 1-0, a 2-1 scrap, whatever it is. I think I might have said 2-1 actually. Now it's Gabriel Jesus trying to hold the ball up away on the edge of the penalty. Gets it back again from Kai Havertz. Is Kai Havertz's goal going to send Arsenal to the top of the league? Gabriel says Brentford is hurrying now after wasting so much time. Yeah, well, of course. Of course they're going to now. Now they're losing, aren't they? That just happens all the time, isn't it? No one's surprised about that, are they? Anyway, the Arsenal fans who were feeling frustrated before are now quite happy with life. And that's all it takes. One little moment. Footy Edit says there, whoa, super Kai Havertz. Let's not get carried away. It was a good goal, but we have got ourselves in front. That is the most important thing. And we are very close now to the 3 points, which would take us to the top of the table. But let's see what these last few minutes hold for us. Brentford certainly haven't given this up yet. And Arsenal just won a free kick there, foul on Gabriel Jesus. Mark C says there, Brentford have been playing like Stoke of 10 years ago. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. You've got to play to your strengths, haven't you? And suddenly Brentford now are going to throw on a couple of forwards. Godas, the Iranian, of course, you'll remember him from the World Cup the other year, is coming on. And Dansgaard as well. His name's Mikel, actually. There'll be two Mikels involved in this game. But it's Kai Havertz's header in front of the North Bank that might well give Arsenal the 3 points. And Aaron Ramsdale looks relieved, doesn't he, when that goal goes in? Not surprising, is it really, after his terrible mistake, and he cups his ears to the Brentford fans. And it's Godas who's come on for Janelt. And it is Damsgaard who's on as well. Anyway, it's a free kick to Arsenal, which Martin Ødegaard's going to take. We're into stoppage time. There's going to be 7 minutes of stoppage time. Arsenal 7 minutes away. Greg says, if you're in the right place and it bounces off your head, it proves anyone can score on it. Exactly, yeah, but you've got to be in the right position anyway. Gabriel there is complaining that he was fouled. And the referee says no, he's given a goal kick. I mean, he sort of pulled him a little bit there. But I don't know. See, to me, I don't like to see. I mean, he's looking to go down, Gabriel. He was never going to get that ball because it was miles ahead of him. And he's just looked to go down. A little bit of contact. It's a bit like the Trossard one before. You know, and I don't like to see that. Honestly, I don't. Whether it's for you or against you, it's not good, is it? Gabriel's not getting that ball. He's not getting that ball. Mark C says before he was. I don't think he was. He was never getting that ball. Look. I wouldn't be surprised if VAR gives that, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. It's soft as anything, though, isn't it? It really is soft. And I think Gabriel was maybe fouling him first, and then he has got hold of him. But anyway, VAR it is still checking. Still checking. Footy Edit said there he's headed twice beat Brentford. He got the late winner, didn't he? Away at Brentford, actually. Kai Havertz, didn't he? He's got 2 goals now against 2 late goals against Brentford, which could prove to be 2 winning goals. The first one was, and I think the penalty's not been given. It was no foul, and it wasn't a penalty. And I wouldn't give that either, if I'm honest. Anyway, Brentford now trying to come forward. The ball's back with Aaron Ramsdale. This time he kicks it, and Jesus trying to get there, but he can't. We've played 2 minutes of the 7. There's going to be a bit more stoppage time now, though, isn't there? Just because of that VAR check that just went on. So we haven't played. There isn't 5 minutes left. There's going to be more than 5 minutes left. And Arsenal now trying to play the ball up this near side, but we haven't managed to do so. And it's going to be a throw to Brentford, which Godas is going to take. And time is ticking away. And Arsenal getting closer and closer to the 3 points that we so desperately need. Are we going to be able to hang on? We should be hanging on, but as I said, these are games that you have to win, don't you? These are games that you have to win. And oh dear, that was a strange one. Anyway, ball played over the top, but Zinchenko's there, tries to do too much, almost loses the ball. And in fact, the referee has blown his whistle anyway. Gabriel and Ivan Toney, who have had a battle all day, haven't they? Those two, they really have been in each other's face, and they're in each other's face again. And Ivan Toney's saying, "Look, mate, when I join Arsenal in the summer, we'll have to have words." And they were kind of in each other's way there, wasn't they? And he kind of kicked out a little bit there, Gabriel, didn't he? And Ivan Toney didn't like that reaction. But I'm sure they'll be best friends soon, won't they? Ivan Toney almost said to me, "They're coming after the game, mate." You got to love Toney, haven't you? He's brilliant, isn't he? Oh, dear. Anyway, Mark C says, "I bet if Salah goes down in the box when someone is pulling on his shirt, he wins a pen." Who cares? It's not a pen, is it? And let's focus on Arsenal, what we can control. We can't control what referees do. Gabriel's made himself, he was already going down. And he's, he was not going to get the ball anyway. And we're clutching at straws a little bit, aren't we? Let's be honest. I think. And if that's the case as well, what you got to ask is Salah doing it more sensibly? He knows how to get the penalties because he's so used to it. So he knows where to put himself in those situations, getting in front of the defender. What happened there was I think Gabriel was pulling on the defender first, and then he pulled him round. Martin Odegaard's going off, and it is going to be Thomas Partey coming on. Wow. Gabriel says there last year, Rob Holding barely touched Jota and got a penalty. I don't remember that particularly, but again, things we can't control. We can't control referees. We can't control them things. We have to focus on what we can do. And yes, it looks like we're going to be winning this game. We've played 95 minutes. There's going to be more stoppage time. Terry says Odegaard off Partey on indeed. And yeah, maybe Salah would win a penalty. And he has won penalties. But that doesn't make them... Two wrongs don't make a right, do they? Just because Liverpool might get a penalty that's wrong doesn't mean, well, if we get a penalty that's wrong, that's all right then. What should happen is they shouldn't get one either. And that's the right decision. So, that's, I don't know. Again, I just want to focus on what we do, not what other teams do. The ball's now back with Aaron Ramsdale, and this time he's didn't take that extra touch and hoofed it up the pitch. We're into the last 90 seconds of stoppage time, although there could well be a bit more, as I said. I wouldn't be surprised if we play until about 90 minutes. Gabriel says 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again. He has scored again, and he may well have got another winning goal against Brentford this season. And those 6 points are quite important, aren't they? Because we are currently sitting top of the table as it stands, although, of course, we have played a game more than both Liverpool and Man City, who do, of course, meet tomorrow, as we all know, in the big game of the weekend. Anyway, Arsenal just won a free kick into the last minute of stoppage time, or the allocated stoppage time. I think there's going to be more, as we said, but this will be the sort of final few seconds. There's probably, in reality, there's probably a couple of minutes to go. So I do think that Brentford may get one more chance, but it's our free kick at the minute, so maybe we'll get one more chance as well to get the third goal, kill it off. And let's see if we can seal this victory and go to the top of the table tonight, at least for 24 hours or so until tomorrow afternoon. But let's see. It's a long free kick played out to that far side. It's going to go all the way through. It's gone behind. Mark C says, let's focus on what we can do when we needed Havertz to stick the ball in the net. He did absolutely right. Yeah, I agree with you. He did. Gabriel says, woke at 9:30 a.m. for this one. Oh, good stuff. Good to have you with us. Whereabouts are you then? If you woke up 9:30 in the morning, you must be somewhere a lot sunnier, I would assume, than what we've been. Anyway, Brentford now coming forward. This will probably be their last chance. We've played more than the 7 minutes. The ball's played into the box over on the far side. It's been headed away, and Saka's now going to complete the clearance. It's just the last few seconds now, whatever the referee's going to add on. And still we play on. The goalkeeper for Brentford's got the ball over on that far side. Plays it long. An Arsenal player goes down. It's Gabriel. And it's going to be a free kick, is it, to Arsenal? Arsenal celebrate like we've won the game already. Don't think we have yet. I still think there's a few minutes to go. Gabriel says, watching from... Oh, you watch from the West Coast, are you? Wow, fantastic. Anyway, Arsenal have now got a free kick. We've played 8 minutes of stoppage time. And it's just how much longer the referee is going to give. Probably not much longer now. Aaron Ramsdale's going to take this free kick, and this may well be it when he kicks this into the Brentford half. And Arsenal look as though we've got the job done. It's not been easy, but these are the games you have to find a way. We've managed to find a way. It wasn't pretty. It's not been a great game, but we've got it done. We've won. Well, it looks like we're about to win 2-1. The referee is still speaking to some of the Brentford players. They're complaining about time wasting, Brentford. Can you believe that? The amount of time wasting they've done in the second half, and now we're taking a little bit of time over this free kick. They are complaining. Ramsdale's going to kick this ball long. It's just any second now. The referee's going to blow that whistle. We win the header. But Brentford now have got a chance to get the ball up the pitch. They just lump it long. And they're chasing after it. Neil Mopay it was, I think, chasing after that. But Arsenal do win the head, and now Declan Rice probably been the man of the match today. And there's a Arsenal counter-attack here. Reece Nelson. There's Arsenal have got 2-on-1 here. Can we get a goal? A third goal to seal it. Saka inside the penalty area. Shots blocked. That would have put the seal on it there. We played 99 minutes and still we play on. Now Saka's decided he's going to go to the corner flag instead. And he's held it up. In fact, is that the whistle gone? It is. The whistle's gone. Arsenal have done it. It's not been convincing. It hasn't been pretty, but at this point in the season, it doesn't matter. We've found a way. We said it before, and these are the games you've got to find a way to win. Brentford have come here to try and do a job on us, and for a long time, it nearly worked. It was well into the last 6 minutes when Kai Havertz popped up with that winning goal. Aaron Ramsdale will be relieved, but he's not done his Arsenal future any favours today, has he, with that terrible mistake that almost cost us 2 points. But it is the £65 million man, Kai Havertz, who's popped up with that winning goal. 2 headers from Arsenal today, 2 Ben White crosses. It was Declan Rice in the first half, gave us the lead. So Aaron Ramsdale's mistake on half-time almost cost us the points, but it didn't in the end, thanks to Kai Havertz's late header has won us the game. And Arsenal had to work for that one. We probably deserved the victory overall. We were the better team, but it was one of them type of games where it's easy to drop points, and we have managed to get the victory, and we are top of the table tonight, and we may well stay there depending on the result tomorrow. Gabriel says top of the league indeed, and we are indeed top of the league. Regis says they're full-time 3 points. Kai 29 saved their heads. Benny man of the match. Yeah, no, Ben White played all right. I still think Declan Rice ran that game in midfield. Terry says Arteta two-faced cuddling Ramsey. Yeah, it was a little bit there, yeah. You have to say. But yeah, it says 60 million down the drain. Havertz scores again. Indeed, he does score again. I don't know what Ramsey's looking so pleased about. He should be feeling very, very sorry for himself because that's probably his last appearance for Arsenal, we hope. Wayne says Kai Havertz scores again indeed. Gabriel says if Liverpool Man City tie, we'd be on top. Yes, I said this at the start though. Being top now in March doesn't really mean anything, does it? We were top in March last year. I want to be top in May. I don't care if we're top in March. It's nice. It is what it is, and you'd rather be top than not be top, but it doesn't mean anything. Let's not get excited because we are top in March. That game today has maybe posed more questions than it's answered in some ways. You know, we had a bit of pressure on today. We found it difficult against a team who set out to disrupt us. We're going to get a lot more games like this season. We're not going to find it easy. Teams are going to come to the Emirates and try and do what Brentford did. There's going to be some teams better than Brentford who are able to pull it off, and we need to find a way in them games as well. But, you know, we did what we had to do today. You know, some people were saying we were going to win 4 or 5-0. No, this was always going to be a tricky game. It was always going to be a tricky game. Brentford are a difficult team to play against. They never make it easy for anybody, and we've done well. Mark says, yeah, I'm stoked from Auckland. Yeah, it's a good win. It's a good win. And the 2 goalkeepers there in conversation, and goalkeepers union. I think goalkeepers understand each other a bit more. And I think, you know, both goalkeepers did okay today. But David Raya is the key there, isn't he? Brentford's old goalkeeper, who that Flecken has replaced, and of course David Raya has now replaced Aaron Ramsdale, who I'll say didn't do great today, did he? So there wasn't many great games today, was there? Man United 2, Everton 0, Bournemouth 2, Sheffield United 2. Sheffield United were 2-0 in that game. Crystal Palace 1, Luton 1, Wolves 2, Fulham 1, and of course Arsenal 1, Arsenal 2, Brentford 1, as we have just seen. And Arsenal's currently top of the league, but we're only a point clear. We're 2 points clear of Man City, so a win for either of those two either of those two teams tomorrow will, of course, send either of them back to the top of the table. But if it's a draw, we will stay top on goal difference, wouldn't we? And everyone would have played the same amount of games. But the run-in is looking interesting now, isn't it? And I think we're going to see, you know, we've enjoyed, haven't we, those last 4 or 5 games, scoring all those goals, and that was great. But I think today's game is going to be more the sort of games we're going to see a lot more of the rest of the season. You know, I don't think the 5-0s and the 6-0s, we're not going to see any more of them. But we are going to see a lot more games like this, especially at the Emirates, where teams come to defend, they come to disrupt. And it's not going to be pretty, is it? but we've got to find that way of winning as we did today. So let's see. Terry says, next 2 games make or break our season. Well, obviously, Tuesday's a big game. Yeah, absolutely it is. Mark C says, we're off the pace a bit, but ultimately we still broke them down. Well, we got the win, didn't we? And that's all you can do, isn't it? It doesn't matter how you play sometimes. All the teams that win the league have many, many games in a season where you don't play particularly well, but you find a way to win. And that's what we've done today. And it's great. That's what we needed to do. Not convincing. No, it absolutely wasn't convincing. But there you go. Rega says there, saves from Tony and Collins are truly brilliant, but that equalizer error unacceptable. Seriously, Ramsdale, not the future. No, absolutely not. Mark C says perhaps missing Martinelli on the left. Yeah, but see, we've got to get used to that, haven't we? We've got to get used to playing with different players in the team sometimes, because you get injuries and you're not going to win the league with 11 players. And yeah, maybe we did miss Martinelli. I didn't think Trossard was brilliant again. I don't know whether it's because he's not playing regularly, but he comes in the team sometimes and he doesn't quite live up to what we expect from him. I don't know. It's a bit of an issue, that, but I think that's the problem with a lot of the players, because they don't play regular enough, because he doesn't make the changes, Arteta, does he? He keeps playing the same team. But it is what it is. We won the game, and that's all that matters. Gabriel says there's scrappy win, but we need to take this not for granted. But that Man City away game is a big one. Yeah, it's not just that one, is it? We've got Tottenham away, we've got Man United away to play. They're 2 grounds that we struggle at traditionally. We've got some difficult games. Absolutely, we have, and we've got to keep on winning. I say we're probably going to have to win pretty much all our games, aren't we? And if they're all like this and they're all scrappy, it's going to be difficult on the heart, isn't it? But as long as we win, I don't suppose it matters too much. But we need to keep winning. That's all we can do. And if we keep on winning, we're gonna be up there, aren't we, at the end of the season somewhere? I still think we're going to finish 3rd ultimately, because I just think there's 2 better teams than us. 2 teams that are stronger. Got stronger squads and know what they're doing. But anyway, Mark C says there, City only won 1-0 v Brentford at the Etihad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Brentford was never going to be an eeasy game. I never expected it to be an easy game, because they're a tough team to play. Man City at the moment, I think Man City's 1-0 win against Brentford at home was a lot more convincing, though, wasn't it? They could have scored 5 or 6. We was far from convincing today. We've won the game, and that's what matters. But yeah, we got the job done, and ultimately that's the only thing that really matters, isn't it? Redenda says there, Havertz does it again. He does, yeah, indeed, he does do it again. He's come up trumps for us, hasn't he, a few times? But yeah, it was we found a way to win, and that's what you have to do. And I say we might have to do that a few more times yet before the end of the season. I'm sure we will. But yeah, we got the job done. We're happy. We're top of the league for now. Let's keep going. And let's move on to what is now another really, really big game, of course, against Porto on Tuesday night, isn't it? Now, we've got to turn around a 1-0 deficit. We certainly isn't going to be easy, is it? And let's see. And then, of course, we're not playing again, are we, after that game until the Manchester City game, because it's international break, isn't it? So, yeah, we need to win on Tuesday, get through there, and then we can prepare for the Man City game. And as Terry said, these next 2 games are going to be really important for the season, aren't they? If we lose them both, or we draw on Tuesday, lose to Man City, then suddenly the season's almost gone, hasn't it? So, yeah, massive games to come. But, yeah, bigger tests than today. But we come through that one in the end, didn't we? We've got to be happy about that. And we've got to be sort of, take it and say, right, fair enough, we got to win. Let's move on. That's what you've got to do. And I say for us, moving on is Tuesday night. So please join me for that game, because it is going to be a really exciting night, a very tense night. I'll be here from 7:45 with the build up to the game, the team news and everything else, and then we'll go into it, the full watch along. Mark says, I think that's 8 goals for him now. Yeah, I think it's something like that, isn't it? 8 or 9 in all competitions, yeah. Which isn't bad, is it? For a player that was technically a flop. But yeah. I think it is 8 or 9. I think it's 8 in the Premier League, isn't it? Maybe 9 in total, because he got that goal in the Champions League as well, didn't he? But yeah, 2 winners against Brentford as well. So for him, that's good, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, we got the job done, and that's it. So you join me on Tuesday for the big Champions League game. Roger says there, City, Spurs, United all the way coming here. Imagine if 9 points are taken. Well, yeah, I mean, I think if we get 9 points from those 3 games, we do probably win the league. But we won't. Well, I'll be amazed if we did. I'll be amazed if we get more than 4, if I'm honest. And I think that's where we're going to come unstuck, because we know that Man City and Liverpool, apart from tomorrow when they're playing each other, are probably going to go and win the rest of their games, or most of the rest of their games, aren't they? They're not going to drop too many points. So if we only get 4 points from those 3 away games, which I don't think anyone would be surprised, we won't win the league, will we? So, but anyway, let's not worry about that for now. Let's just enjoy the victory today. Let's just enjoy temporarily being top of the league, and let's see where we go. We'll just go in the next game. That's all we can do. One game at a time. I've always said that. One game at a time. Let's not get carried away. Let's not expect miracles. Let's just do the job we've got to do and keep winning. And it will take us where it takes us, won't it? But Tuesday night now, it's a different focus, isn't it? It's a Champions League. We've got to find a way. Raja says there, Porto, you are next. Well, they are next. They are next indeed. And if they make it as difficult for us as Brentford did, they've got more quality than Brentford. Of course they have. They're a Champions League team. Are we going to find it just as difficult? We'll see on Tuesday, won't we? Mark C says, adios, fellas. And yourself, my friend. Thank you for joining us, as always. And obviously, we'll see you Tuesday for the big game against Porto, where we need to find at least 2 goals. Assuming we don't concede any, of course. Terry says, cheers, Richie, once again for a great afternoon. And to all in the chat, have a great weekend. Remember, your eyes don't lie. 29 is still crap. No, he's not. He's not still crap. He's doing all right. He is doing all right. And he got the winning goal today late on, as indeed he did away at Brentford as well. So that's 4 extra points he's got us just in those 2 games. That's not to mention all the other goals that he's got. So he got a winner against someone else as well, didn't he? I seem to remember. But anyway, let's hope he can get the winning goal on Tuesday as well against Porto, because that now is a massive game, isn't it? We need to turn around that 1 goal defeat, 1 goal deficit that we find ourselves in. It won't be easy, but we have to do it, and I'm sure we will. So join me for that 7:45 on Tuesday. Then, of course, on Friday, it is the Arsenal women, another big game for the Arsenal women. Wow, these big games are coming thick and fast, aren't they, at the moment? Friday night is Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge, the Arsenal women, 7 o'clock kickoff. I'll be here at 6:45 for that one as well. So please join me for that, because that's going to be another tense night, isn't it? Another great game, another important game, another must-win game for Arsenal. Can we do that job as well? We will have to see. And yeah, let's see what happens. But yeah, that was pretty good, wasn't it? Oh, actually, we've got Kai Havertz here. Should we just listen to Kai Havertz first before we go?
You're in fantastic personal form, but how big is this win for Arsenal today?
Yeah, hello, first of all. Yeah, massive win for us. We were so desperate to get these 3 points, and they were so important to us. And I think you could see that, especially in the second half. Yeah, we came in half time, and we wanted to turn it around. We didn't play our best first half, but I think to win it that way is maybe sometimes even better.
At this stage of the season as well, when you know that every game counts, when you play first, the Liverpool Manchester City game tomorrow, how nice is it to feel that you've got those 3 points in the bag and you can just watch the game tomorrow?
Yeah, obviously, it always feels nice to have 3 points in the bag. To be honest, I think we talked a lot about this as well in the dressing room. We just try to focus on ourselves, try to win our games, because we cannot change what the other teams are doing. I think today was huge for us, 100%. But we try to focus on us. Now we go into the next competition again during the week, and we look forward for that one. And I hope it's going to be another special night for us.
Kai, you briefly mentioned there half time. What was it like in the dressing room when you went in just after conceding?
Yeah, not nice. Obviously, especially when concede so close to the whistle. But I think we all spoke a lot to each other, and we wanted to turn it around. And I think we didn't deserve to get the goal. But sometimes mistakes are part of the game. I did also a couple of mistakes that maybe lead to goals. So we are all together in there, and we wanted to turn it around. Spoke to each other, and I think we showed a good mentality from the second half. We wanted to turn it around, and at the end, so close to the final whistle, we did it.
Kai, congratulations, Jamie Redknapp here. You seem to like playing against Brentford, and a fantastic header today.
Yeah, sometimes it's good. Obviously, the first game of the season was also very special to me. Today, maybe even nicer, to score this goal in front of the home fans. And yeah, I'm glad I have the team, and we are so happy to have these 3 points now.
In terms of your position, you look, as you played in midfield at Chelsea, you played there obviously for Arsenal as well, but you seem to be getting plenty of goals playing just on what we call in that false nine role. Where do you feel is your best position? Because right now you are back in form.
I don't know how many times I answered this question already. I think it's the same answer as always. I am happy to be on the pitch. I think I'm not a player who can only play on one position. Sometimes this is good, sometimes this is bad. I think it suits me quite well. I like to be anyway all around the pitch. And the last couple of games I played as a false nine. I love it in this team. I love it to play on the number 8, on the number 10, wherever you want me to go. In Germany, I played as a left back as well, so it's all good.
Yeah, they might not put you in at left back just yet. So when you're on this fantastic goal scoring front at the moment, Kai. Look, as you said, it's a big week coming up. There's the game against Porto in the Champions League, and then next weekend it's Manchester City. This is a huge week coming up.
It's not next weekend.
Definitely. And I think this is the final part of the season, and we worked so hard to get into these games and actually pay for something. So we worked so hard the whole year to get these games, and now on Tuesday to play these kind of games and so special occasions is huge for all of us. But we definitely go in there and want to turn it around and want to win this game. And then we have a break, and then there's another big game coming. So I think we just need everyone now, and everyone has to stick together because these weeks are very important to us.
Kai, thanks very much for talking to us. Congratulations today.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
A really important goal from Kai Havertz there. And especially
So you have to say, right, and whatever we think, or whatever some of us in particular think of Kai Havertz as a player and what he's done at Arsenal, and I don't think he's done as bad as maybe it's been portrayed. You have to say he's a nice guy. He comes across well in interviews. He clearly likes playing for Arsenal. He's happy to be here. And yeah, I said this at the start of the season when he joined, a few interviews that he gave, and that, I thought he is a really nice guy. And I've been desperate for him to succeed because I want him to do well, because he's an Arsenal player. And what he's done in the past is irrelevant. I don't care how well or how badly he played for his previous clubs. It doesn't matter. What matters is what he's doing for Arsenal. And at the moment, he's scored in 4 Premier League games in a row. He's got an important winning goal today, and he's got other important winning goals earlier in the season. And he's a nice guy. So I'm finding it difficult not to like him. Yes, we want to see him sometimes have more impact in certain games. Yes, of course we do. Sometimes he's drifted out of games. He misses big chances. He admitted himself there. He's made mistakes today. Of course, every single player makes mistakes. There's not a player in the world who doesn't make a mistake. But if you pop up with important goals at important times, it kind of makes up for it, doesn't it? So, no, I want to get behind. I want to get behind him. I like him as a guy. and his style of play maybe is a little bit more difficult to get your head around sometimes, but he's effective at the moment, isn't he? So let's give him credit for that, and let's get behind him, and let's hope we can carry on scoring these important goals in important matches as we go on to these really big games coming up. So if he gets a winning goal against Porto on Tuesday, then wow, we'll be over the moon, won't we? So well done, Kai Havertz today. Good goal, well taken, important. Won us the game. He's put us top of the league. Yeah, 60 million or 65 million down the drain. And there he pops up with another important goal. So no, well done, Kai Havertz today. Well played the team in the end. Not a great performance, but I say, you've got to find ways to win these games, and we did. And that was the most pleasing aspect of it for me. So yeah, brilliant stuff. So that's it then today. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the show. And let's hope that we can have more fun on Tuesday night. So join me at 7:45 for that one. Friday as well, the women's game. That's a big one away at Chelsea. That'll be at 7:15 on Friday. So I'm going to be busy, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy coming along and joining us on the ride as well. So thanks for watching today, guys. It's been good. Thanks for all your comments as well. Great to see some new people in the comments as well. Some old faces, as always, familiar old faces we love. And I will see you on Tuesday, Champions League. Wow, can we turn it around against Porto? We certainly can, but will we? We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be a good it's going to be good fun, isn't it? Watching it anyway. So join me Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Still got a whole day left. You know, we've won the game. We're top of the league. The women aren't playing this weekend, so we've got nothing can stop us enjoying our weekend now, can it? Which is great. Terry says, "Come on, you Gunners! I'll set her out. Well, not at the moment because we're top of the league, but we'll see where we end up." So yeah, thanks for watching today, guys. It's been emotional. We got the job done. Late winner from Kai Havertz. Declan Rice got the earlier goal. Ramsdale's mistake. Is that the last we'll see of Aaron Ramsdale in Arsenal shirts? Kind of think it might be, and I don't think that'd be a bad thing. You know, I like Aaron again as a person. He's just not good enough for Arsenal. And we saw that quite clearly today. So, but yeah, we got the job done anyway, despite Aaron Ramsdale. And that's the main thing. We won. We're top of the league. Actually, look, why don't we play our little song? Because we've got a little song, haven't we? If I can find it. I've got a few songs on here. I can't always find them now. Where's my song? Here we go. Oh. We are top of the league, certainly until tomorrow, at least. But anyway, we'll see. Let's enjoy it while we can. These moments don't come around too often, do they? So we won the game. We are top of the league. I will see you Tuesday for the Champions League. Can we turn that around? Ooh, it's going to be a big one. Join me at 7:45 for that one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Come on, you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.